when you do it, just it popped up. It says live.
Yo, nice thumbnail, bro. Nice Sterling Shepard thumbnail. I just realized I just looked at your thumbnail. That's pretty nice, dude.
Appreciate that.
Your thumbnail game's been getting on point lately, dude.
I know. I've been learning that stuff.
Yeah, your thumbnail game's been on point, dude.
All right, we are live. Welcome to the Undrafted, and Big Blue is right in the chat, aka Nation.
Already.
What's going on, man? Already, he's loyal. But welcome to the postponed edition of the Undrafted Analyst. Sorry, we're doing it on a Thursday night, guys. Hopefully, I'm not interrupting. I don't even know who's going live, who's scheduled to go live today. With Bad Dog, Chris, Rover, anybody is scheduled to go live. So I apologize if I'm like interrupting that, but I had to fit this in this week. Couldn't do it Tuesday, couldn't do it Wednesday. So now we're here on a Thursday. I'm here with our hosts, Big Blue News. I had a gas bubble there for a second. Get Big Blue News and Jzach In The Redzone. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
What up?
All right, so we got some topics today. I actually did the research and just kind of did a whole big topic sheet. If you guys in the chat have not seen the topic sheet, go onto my community post. If you're on mobile, it's easier to access. I really don't know how you do it from the computer, but if you're on mobile, it's easy access. Go to my channel, go on the community post. You guys will see the full topic sheet there, and you guys can follow along. And we will also be taking callers at the near end of the show, the latter half of the show, and I will be putting in my Skype there. You guys can call on Skype. So, wanna quickly talk to you guys for a second. How have you guys been doing lately?
Good. Not a lot of Giants news going on lately, man.
Yeah, I know.
I
know. That's why I had to come up with a bunch of topics with other NFL stuff. But how about you, Ray?
Oh, I'm just dead.
He goes, I don't have food right now. Don't ask me anything.
Oh, man.
Ray's like, don't talk to me before I have my food.
Browns. Maybe we'll start with the Browns. We're going to talk about Sterling Shepard first, since this is, we're all Giants fans here. But we're going to talk about Sterling Shepard first and foremost, and his contract that he got. 4 years, $41 million. If anybody knows what the guaranteed is, I'd be happy to see that.
I think it's like 26.
I care more about the cap hit than I care about the guaranteed. What's the cap hit, like specifically? What's the exact cap?
The exact cap? What do you mean, boy? What are you making a year?
No, like his cap hit. Like what is his exact cap hit?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the details on anything. Guaranteed money, dead cap money. I don't know. But the dead cap should correlate with guaranteed money. But anyway, so yeah, 4 years, $41 million. Steve Robbins in the comments says $21 million guaranteed. So I mean, it's not terrible. I mean,
it's not a bad contract. It's a team-friendly contract.
It's a fair contract,
and it's better that we signed him this year, because if he had a good year this year, he was going to demand a lot more money. So if we were going to re-sign him, this was the best time to sign him.
I honestly think Sterling Shepard could have a 1,000-yard season this year. Honestly, Golden Tate is not going to make a huge impact to me. I think maybe 700, 800 yards from Golden Tate a year.
Really? Probably. I think he's going to be our number one receiver, man. I'm being honest.
Really? You think so?
I think he's going to be a number one. Because everybody's like, oh, he didn't do that good with Philadelphia. It's like, that's because Philadelphia couldn't scheme him for shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like they did not run him properly. Like Golden Tate is the exact kind of receiver Pat Shurmur likes. He's kind of a Stephon Diggs kind of guy, like Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, route runners who can make a lot of contested catches. That's his type of receivers. Yeah. So but then again, Sterling Shepard and Golden Tate are like literally almost the same person.
I know. That's what I was
the same damn person. Like
they're very good running after the catch. Very exceptional route runners. They're primarily slot guys. They have that thickness to them. They're short and thick. They're short and stout. So they're very similar in a lot of aspects, but. Something that I want to talk about, and my comment section blew up when I made that video because I said it was a fair contract. A lot of people disagreed with me with that. I want to know why. He's $10.25 million a year is good. He's one of the best slot receivers in the league right now. Maybe he's not really talked about. Maybe he's not a household name besides in Giants fans' homes. But I mean, he is talked about in the NFL. He does put up the numbers. If you think about it, his only real problem is probably staying on the field. That 2017 season is probably his best season. He barely even played. He played like 10 games, and he still had 800 yards or something like that. He had games where he had 150 plus yards, in which without Odell Beckham, and he was the guy. So I mean, I think it was a completely fair contract. I've seen a couple guys in the comment section. I think Jeremy was probably the only guy, but I've seen that in my comment section that Chris Godwin is better than Shepard. I mean, we'll still yet to see that, but I do like Chris Godwin, the guy out of Penn State. The guy's on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now. But Ray, what's your take on Sterling Shepard?
I'm just hoping it's not another OBJ situation, because you know how a lot of people are saying that Patriots are interested in Sterling Shepard. Yeah. So I feel like they probably signed that contract so they could trade away Sterling Shepard. But
here's the thing, man. If the Patriots are trying to trade me, if the Patriots want to take one of my players, they're not getting that player. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Patriots are the one team in the NFL that I'm like, okay, if they want to go after a player I have, I should probably hold on to this player. They're the only team in the NFL that I would deny a trade with just because I'm scared of the fact that they want one of my players. I don't want to see what they're going to do.
Everybody had that same mindset during the Odell trade when the Patriots was drawing interest into Odell, and everybody was like, oh, the Patriots are interested. That means Dave Gettleman should want to keep him. And I think everybody was comfortable with that statement, but then he wanted to be traded anyway. I think with the Patriots having interest, that means you're showing their worth, and instead of keeping them, they're like, okay, well, now we're raising up the bar. Listen, everybody, the Patriots want him. You're going to have to give me a good price for him not to be traded there. So I said that in my video, Ray. I completely agree with you. I think, it's a possibility, very strong possibility. I do not want this to happen. I do not want us to get rid of Sterling Shepard. I think he's an ultimate Giant. I think he's exactly what the Giants need, and what the Giants – everything revolves around, what a good Giants player, a classic Giants player Sterling Shepard is.
I mean, I said this before. I don't believe that you need a huge number one big-time receiver to be successful. I think that you need – like 2 really solid receivers and then 1 good rotational receiver. And I think Sterling Shepard, he's never going to be some elite top 15, like top 10 best receiver in the NFL, big receiver kind of guy. He's always going to be a really solid receiver, but he's never going to be even in the conversation of the best in the league. Right. But I truly believe that that's what you need in order to succeed in the NFL. You need 2 solid, like receivers who could possibly be number 1 receivers, but do their best when they're number 2 receivers. Does that make any sense at all?
Yeah.
Like Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard are the kind of guys who do their best when they have somebody else taking some pressure. So if you compare them both together and you combine 2 players like that, I think that's where you find the most production. Not 1 decent number 2 and then 1 huge number 1 who's always taking up double coverages. At least in my personal opinion, I think that's literally the best way. And I could honestly see our passing game being more successful with Golden Tate and Sterling, even more so than it ever was with Odell and Sterling Shepard. Like, I really could possibly see that happening, not because, Golden Tate's better, because he's obviously not, but just because I just think it was going to work in our scheme a lot better,
And also, Engram might show up.
Yeah.
Yes, he is going to. I'm telling you, the curse has been lifted. The OBJ curse has been lifted. Evan Engram can finally be free and do what he needs to do. But something I've been saying, and another thing that's been blowing up in my comment section, a lot of people were mad about me saying that that I would like a bigger, taller receiver. That's something the Giants been looking for a while. And I'm not saying a big, taller receiver to be our number 1. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm saying I'm just looking for any big, tall receiver. I need a possession threat. I need an end zone threat besides my tight end. When you're in the end zone, you got someone that's a 5'11". Other than Odell, he can get a fade, a fade route 5 yards into the end zone. But it's harder for other people not named Odell Beckham when you're 5'11", 5'10". It's hard to run those type of fades and, fade and jump balls, things like that. I just want a guy like that Brandon Marshall in his prime, like other bigger 6'4", 6'3" wide receivers in their prime, to get up there in the end zone and make a play, grab the ball. I'm not asking him to be a number 1, because the stereotype makes no sense. Like, the stereotype is that the big tall guy needs to be the number 1, and that's ridiculous to me. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever. I'm just saying I don't even care if he's our number 4 guy. I just want a guy that can just go in the end zone. We're in the red zone, 5 yards into the end zone. I just want a guy that can line up on the outside and can catch a jump ball. That's pretty much what I want. And a lot of people are saying, why did we give Sterling Shepard? Why did we resign Sterling Shepard? We got Golden Tate and things like that. And how is Sterling Shepard going to fit? Because we have so many slot receivers. But what a lot of people are missing out on, and Bobby says Cody Latimer. Yes, Cody Latimer is there, but we're still yet to see what we're going to get from him. If he can stay on the field, Bob.
Let's not say Cody Latimer's name like he's some household name.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of Giants fans do that. They just list off names on our roster like that means anything at all. Like that doesn't mean anything at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Cody Latimer's name, that's just a name. Just because he's a Giants player doesn't mean he's got this potential. And I think a lot of players tend to forget that, you know?
Yeah, he's made some plays, but he has to stay on the field. You got to stay on the field.
It's not even that. Even when he's been on the field, he hasn't really done anything exceptionally. He's made a few decent plays, like Roger Lewis, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, Roger Lewis.
Like, oh, Roger Lewis is so good. Like, no, he's not. He made like 2 or 3 good catches, and now these Giants fans are starting to think that he's got this some sort of major talent. Like, not really.
Yeah, he was very inconsistent. I believed in Roger Lewis as a good number 4, number 5. But he made a lot of good plays. Roger Lewis.
He made a few good plays on
for a fourth or fifth wide receiver. I mean, I would like him as my 4th or 5th wide receiver. You see a lot of other rosters have practice squad guys on their roster as their 4th or 5th wide receiver. So
yeah, I mean, he definitely wouldn't be a starter for me.
Oh, of course not. You know, I just love the depth guys. You know, somebody that it takes a small contract and he's like your secret weapon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and a lot of people are talking about thinking that that a team only needs 1 slot guy, which makes no sense whatsoever because you could have 2 slot guys and 1 guy on the outside. Like people don't really know how that works with the whole slot and outside receiver type thing works. Guys, the slot is just the distance from the quarterback to the wide receiver. It's that little pocket between the hashes. It's just an area. It's not a specific zone that only one person can line up here. That's not how it works whatsoever. So if you have 2 slot receivers, all the better. If you have 1 big tall receiver that you can line up on the outside, then that's not a problem. Well, I don't know why everybody's thinking we need guys on the outside and we can only have 1 slot receiver. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I hope in that video everybody was thought about that.
Even still, everybody, just because Sterling Shepard and Golden Tate do their best work in the slot does not mean they can only play in the slot.
Exactly.
Like Golden Tate has lined up on the outside many times when he was on the Lions. He did that on the Seahawks. He lined up on the outside a lot. He just did his best work in the slot. Sterling Shepard lines up in the slot a lot, but he has played on the outside and he's done pretty damn well. Evan Engram does his best work in the slot, but he can play on the outside. So it's not that big of a deal just because we have 3 dudes, kind of 4 with Saquon Barkley as well, who do their best work in the slot. It doesn't mean they can only do good work in the slot, so.
Yeah. Bovitz says Engram is going to be elite, top 3. I'm calling it. I hope so. I mean, his rookie year was very promising, and that was without Odell. Now we permanently don't have Odell, so maybe he can make some noise, man. He can at least be a top 10, top 6, top 7 type tight end in the league, man. He's definitely going to be top 10. I really think that Evan Engram could have 700, 800 yards next season, maybe.
He's going to have to limit them drops, though.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We'll be dropping too much passes, I'll tell you that.
Of course.
But the back half of the season last season, though, when Odell stopped playing, oh, my God, was he going in. Like, oh, my goodness. I mean, he was torching people. I mean, the routes. But it wasn't just the fact that, like, everybody's like, oh, see, it's because Odell wasn't there. It's not really that. I think, like, he was playing better, not because Odell wasn't there. He was just playing better because he was playing better. Like, if you go back and watch his tape, he wasn't playing better because defenses were.
Oh, my God. One giant rebuttal. I'm sorry to cut you off, man. One giant rebuttal with the $20 donor. I appreciate that, man. He says, my man, what's up? Just dropping by, showing support. I can see that, man. I can see that. Getting you a little closer to a new computer. Oh, yeah. I appreciate that, man. I told everybody in my live, I think I went live yesterday or the day before that.
Yesterday.
I think it was yesterday. I told everybody that I'm getting because of you guys, just because of stuff like that, I'm actually able to start thinking about getting a new computer. And
you better hit me up when that time comes. I'll help you out with that.
Yeah, definitely, man. But I appreciate that, OGR. You're awesome. Thank you so much for that, man. But I hope I didn't lose your train of thought, Jzach.
No, you didn't. So what I was saying was like Evan Engram started performing a lot better towards the end of the season, and a lot of people were a little confused, saying, "Oh, it's because Odell's not there." Like it had nothing to do with the fact that Odell wasn't there. It's just the fact that like towards the end of the season, he really did step his game up. He ran way cleaner routes. He was a lot more physical in the passing game when he needed to be. And he just stopped dropping passes. I think Pro Football Focus had him at like almost in the 90 overall rankings through the last few weeks of the season, which is really, really high, by the way. Pro Football Focus, they don't hardly ever give like 89s and stuff like that. So, I mean, he had one hell of he was doing really, really well towards the end of the season.
And his run after the catch, man. Once he hits the open field, nobody's catching this dude.
Yeah, nobody's catching him.
Nobody's catching this dude. He has the longest strides I've ever seen from a freaking lanky tight end. I've never seen a guy like Evan Engram before. I really haven't. Like at the tight end position. Like Jordan I'm so Reed? Happy. Jordan Reed, yeah, but Jordan Reed is athletic, but he's not as slim as Evan. Like Evan Engram is slim.
He's not as slim. You know I mean, he's got a receiver body.
Yeah, but Bavit did just say after watching Engram, this dude bulking up OD and seems to stop caring about his speed and rather help his blocking. I love to see it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's true. I heard him say in a video. I remember him saying something. I saw him in a video say something about that. He said something about how he's realizing that like he doesn't need to use pure speed in order to get away from people. He needs to start using like quickness and finesse and route running. Like he said something about that. I remember hearing him say that. I don't know about if he's bulking and trying to slow down and just get better block. I haven't heard anything about that, but I do know that he has been like understanding recently that he needs to he's understanding that his pure speed is not what's going to help him win routes. It's just like for like quickness and just route running in general. So I do hear him say something.
But Evan Engram, you could see he cares about what he's doing. Like if you see when he was drafted out of Ole Miss, the dude was skinny as hell. His first season with the Giants, you could see that he bulked up. It's not because he was in Giants blue and he was in NFL. He was bulkier. Yeah, now if he gets even bigger and learns how to block, I mean, you could see one of the best progressions from a player in a while from the Giants as far as completely changing their style of play and completely molding their body differently. I love it from Evan Engram. I hope he does block better because having him and Rhett Ellison blocking would work wonders for the Giants. Work wonders.
He said,
huh?
Borden Arrow says, gut feeling on where you think Rosen's going to play next year.
Dude, I'm still thinking. Listen, the Redskins are out of it. They're not in play for Rosen anymore. I still think the Giants are really going to make a play for him. On the second day of the draft, I do think they're going to make the trade.
My gut feeling on where he's going to be playing next year is Arizona. I honestly, I'm serious. I really? do think it's all smoke. Okay. If I have to make a bold prediction,
fair.
Here's the thing. I can't tell if I feel this because I truly I can't help but feel like this is going to happen, or if I just want this to happen so much that I'm making myself feel this way. But I truly do feel that the Cardinals are going to stick with him, and I truly do think the Giants are going to come out of this with number 6 taking Kyler Murray. I'm serious. I really don't think the Cardinals are going to take him. I think all those really good defensive players are going to be taken in the top 5. Right, and then I think Kyler's going to fall. I think Kyler and Haskins are both going to fall.
Why would a team like Miami or Cincinnati not trade up ahead of 6 to try to get Kyler Murray? I don't think Kyler Murray slips past 5.
I think the consensus right now is that Dwayne Haskins is the best quarterback in this year's draft. So I can see them trading up to take Haskins and then the Giants just taking Kyler Murray, or I could see the Giants just trading up to take Kyler. Like I don't know what it is. I truly feel like the Giants are going to come out of this draft with Kyler. Whether we trade up like a draft, whether we trade up with the Jets, or whether we take him at 6. Like I really do think it's all smoke, man.
What do you think, Ray?
To be honest, who knows at this point, bro? I feel like
it's one of those drafts, man. It's one of those drafts, man.
Yeah. Every week, a new person is like on top. Like first, I heard about Drew Lock going up in the ranks and people saying that he might be the best. You already know everybody been saying Kyler Murray's been the best since the beginning. Now Dwayne Haskins is the best. To be honest, I hope we get Kyler Murray, but at the same time, I want a defensive player, so I'm not going to say I want him. To be honest.
Think we can take one. I think the second round is so rich this year. I can just see us taking Kyler at 6 or whatever, and then at 17 taking a cornerback or a linebacker or a pass rusher, whatever. And I could really see us in the second round taking another defensive player and then trading back into the second round or like up into the third, taking it like a right tackle. Like I really just see that happening. I don't know what it is, but I just really feel like that's going to happen, man.
Yeah, I don't mind taking Kyler at 6 because if our guys aren't there, like I said, my big 4 is Quinnen Williams, Nick Bosa, Josh Allen, and Devin White. These guys are not there. I'm thinking about trading down. And if Kyler shows up, because I want a defensive player at 6, but if Kyler's there, I'm taking Kyler. And then with the 17th overall pick, I'm taking a corner. I'm taking an edge rusher. So the fact that we have another first-round pick opens up so many more options for us. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm really not going to – There are only a couple of things that I'm really gonna be mad about in this draft. Like there are so many things I'll be happy with. I really wouldn't care. I'll be on board with. The only thing I'll be mad about is getting Dwayne Haskins at 6, DK Metcalf, and
so mad.
You know,
like
hey guys, did you guys see AJ Brown wearing the Giants shirt?
Bro,
that was right after his meeting. That was right after his meeting with the Giants.
I would
if
not
grab him at 37,
dude. I would not. I'd be so happy,
I'd
bro.
be all for it.
I'd be so happy, bro, because AJ Brown's so fucking good. I think he's the best receiver in the draft. I've said that multiple times.
And even though he's a slot guy, people say he's a slot guy. I still think he line up on the outside. I would put him on the outside.
Look at the PFS numbers, dude. He's done so much work. They actually showed that his production, in terms of his production in he did more production in the slot. But if you take his production in terms of like how much times he lined up outside versus inside, and then how well he did, they actually showed his production barely dropped. It dropped so minuscule that it didn't matter when he lined up outside versus inside the slot. So basically, he was the same dominant receiver as he was outside.
Yes.
He was inside.
Yes.
So it doesn't change anything. And he's not like 5'10". I think he's like 6 foot, 6'1".
Yeah, he's 6 foot. He's almost 6'1". So I don't mind that whatsoever.
230 pounds.
Yes, that's really what I wanted, a big receiver that's not going to get bullied.
Receiver. He's the best route runner in the class. He's the best receiver in the class. If we get AJ Brown at 37, I'm going to be stoked as hell. Like, I'm going to be so stoked if we get him at 37. Like, I saw that. I was like, boy, I see you. I was like,
I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping that teams are drinking the Kool-Aid on DK Metcalf. Besides the Giants, I'm hoping they're drinking the Kool-Aid on DK Metcalf, Marquise Brown. Did you see that Marquise Brown was invited to the combine? Invited to the draft. I don't even think he's going to be a first-round pick, in my opinion. But
I think he's going to go in the first round, but I don't think he's a first-round pick.
Yeah, I think he got invited. A couple of guys I seen got snubbed, but But he's there.
Did Jerry Tillery get invited?
Yeah, he did get invited.
Okay,
That's
he better. I was
like,
he better. That's a top 10 pick right there. He better. I love Jerry Tillery, man. I love this guy, dude.
Bobby's what's going on, man?
I'm just waiting for us to make a freaking interior top 5 positional video. I'm just waiting for that video so I can just talk about Jerry Tillery for 5 minutes. Because I freaking love him so much.
Man. All right, let's move on to our next subject, and I do want to talk about it's going to be quick. Oakland Raiders have expressed interest in quarterback Dwayne Haskins. Now, the reason why I brought this up, it is relevant to the Giants right now because if we have Dwayne Haskins off the board and he's taking another spot, what if Kyler Murray isn't selected number 1 and teams really like Dwayne Haskins and Oakland takes him at where are they at 4 right now, and and Kyler drops down. BRB, need my phone. No problem, man. And then Kyler falls to us, or maybe another defensive player, Quinnen Williams falls to us. Quinnen Williams falls to us is great, So I'm all for it. And let me get your thoughts on Dwayne Haskins receiving interest from the Oakland Raiders, Jzach.
I think it's dumb. I think if you're the Raiders, you have Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is a solid receiver. I mean, no, if I'm a Raiders fan, I think it's dumb. If I'm a Giants fan, I love it because I don't fucking want Dwayne Haskins. So, if I'm a Giants fan, I'm happy. Get Dwayne Haskins out of my face. But if I'm a Raiders fan, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you have Derek Carr. I don't understand it. Like, I don't think Dwayne Haskins is going to be better than Derek Carr is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. Like, if it's Kyler Murray, I get it. They had a private workout with Kyler Murray. I get that. If the Cardinals don't take him, if I'm the Raiders, I'm taking him. I'm trading Derek Carr for another first-round pick because you'll get one for him. And then you have 2 other first-round picks as well. Whoo! Oh, my God. Oh, maybe John Gruden knows what he's doing, man. Maybe he does. I'll be eating my words because I've been really critical of John Gruden, man. Really critical. What have against Haskins? What I have against Haskins is that he's not actually as good as people think he is, and he's not even worth a top 15 pick. That's what I have against Haskins.
Listen, Haskins with the right coaching and stuff and things like that, and the right mentorship and things like that. He needs a lot to actually get going. Yeah. Do I think if he started day 1 for a team, do I think he will be exceptionally well? Probably not, but he'll survive. Yeah, I think he'll survive. I just don't think he will be any better than, any other quarterback that came out in the draft that started day 1. He's really not all that. So he'll be average to me. Maybe he'll make a couple Pro Bowls in his career.
Want John Gruden over Dave Gettleman as my GM. No, I'm cool. I'll take Dave Gettleman.
Oh, God. You and Dylan Renner, Yankee King.
I like Dave Gettleman. I like what he's doing.
I love Gettleman. I love the Boston guy going to New York. You could tell Dave Gettleman has some balls, man.
Yeah, he does.
You can tell he has some balls.
I like his moves. I like him a lot.
And Jeffrey Albert says, "Oh, I didn't see that, so it's the strategy thing. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see with Oakland, man. We'll see. The Chris, the entertainer, saying,
hold on, we gotta stand up.
New York Giants.
Everybody stand up real quick.
I feel so uncomfortable standing up because I'll just show my crotch, but like,
yeah, it's a little hard. I gotta angle the webcam. Yeah, my webcam don't tilt up that high.
But yeah, Chris, we were just talking about Sterling Shepard being resigned. We just talked about Dwayne Haskins receiving interest from the Oakland Raiders, and
on your channel too for a little bit.
yeah. But yeah, so let's get on to our next subject. And like I said, guys, if you guys are just joining in, all my subjects are in my community post. It's very easy to access through mobile. Go ahead and go to my channel and go to community post. All the topics will be there. So we will be going in chronological order. We'll be going on to the next subject here. And this is something I've been really entertained about. I'm not really happy about it because I think Antonio Brown is just a moron. But I think it's good for the NFL. It's getting some headlines. You know, there's not much to talk about in the NFL right now. So I think it's good for the NFL. But Antonio Brown's feud with JuJu Smith-Schuster, and I just feel so bad for JuJu, man.
I know,
JuJu literally came out and said, "Listen, I've supported this guy even after he got traded. I was supporting him, saying that go do your thing and stuff like that." And when they were playing, you could tell Antonio Brown really wasn't happy about it. And I've said this from the beginning. Antonio Brown is a diva. He's always been that way. I've said that
Antonio
from the beginning.
Brown is what people think Odell Beckham Jr. is.
Exactly, and that's what we're gonna get talk about. Yeah. That's exactly. Hold on for that one, man, because I'm gonna rant. I'm gonna rant about that one.
Give it to you, boy.
I'm going to rant about that one. Antonio Brown, and nobody's even talking about him being, more disrespectful than Odell Beckham. But we'll get to that there. But Antonio Brown's out here saying that, this kid dropped the ball in the playoff game, and he doesn't show up in big time moments, and basically he was basically throwing shots at the Steelers, saying, "Why are you guys, having him as the number one guy? You guys traded me away. You guys were looking at me like I was the outcast. But look how you're acting, my guy. Look how you're acting." I mean, come on now. He still led the team in still led the team in touchdowns. He was about 200 yards away from JuJu Smith. It's not like he had a terrible season and that he was actually more targeted than JuJu was. He was more targeted than JuJu was, and he was still going off on Big Ben, still being a cancer to the locker room and things like that. And what's the funny thing was Antonio Brown, because after JuJu Smith reacted to this and said, I did nothing but support the guy and things like that, Antonio Brown fired back, but it wound up firing back at him. Made no sense whatsoever. He literally before JuJu Smith was even drafted, JuJu in college DM'd Antonio Brown asking for advice, saying, "You're one of my idols. I really want to learn from you." And Antonio Brown was like exposing him, saying, "Oh, look what this dude DM'd me before he got drafted." I mean, if anything, it makes you look worse.
I know. He's like, look at this idiot being real nice to me and like all this shit before he got drafted. Like, okay.
Exactly. So it makes you look worse. And it made JuJu Smith look. JuJu Smith might be the most liked player in the NFL.
Right now, Right now. He might be after this.
And right now, listen, Antonio Brown has not played a snap for the Oakland Raiders, and he's already drawing more cancerous headlines in the first few months, and training camp hasn't even started yet.
If I'm the Raiders,
just got traded.
Bro, if I'm the Raiders, I'm trying to trade him already, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm trying to trade him right now.
I'm like, so who wants a 6th round pick for this dude? Who wants a 6th round pick for him? I think John Gruden is literally just shaking his head like, oh my God, what did we just do? What did we just do?
Yankee says, here's the truth about the OBJ trade. He got traded because he wanted to move on from Eli Manning, and Dave Gettleman and John Mara doesn't have the balls to move from the King derp Eli Manning. Hey, man, you want to show me that article? I'd love to see that article. I'd love to see that article. Where you found that from.
Bavith, he said, actually, Chris, the line of the century was, oh my God, Chris 2019. All right. When Kid Blue rants, he sounds like a little kid that didn't get what he wanted from the store. Yeah, I know. My voice goes a little high pitched, but
it's like, but Mom, I wanted Adrian Amos.
Exactly. Exactly. But I want to talk about Antonio Brown right now as my sister just walks in. What's going on?
What's going on, sister?
But but anyway, I want to compare Antonio Brown to Odell Beckham. Everybody, when this whole Odell Beckham controversy came out with the whole ESPN thing and listen, was it right for Odell Beckham to say no? But I still defended Odell Beckham just by saying like he's not going to blame it on himself on that ESPN. He's not going to say, oh well, it's my fault. I'm not running the routes better. Things like so. He did throw his guys under the bus. Should have happened. No, I think he should have completely avoided those questions. But he did what he did. It's fine. And I know I'm not ignoring Odell's. Like, this is just a PSA, a public service announcement for you guys. I'm not saying Odell Beckham was in the right. I'm just saying do not think this guy is the devil of the NFL when you look at Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is literally, I'd rather have Odell than Antonio Brown just because of this. You see, Antonio Brown literally is cursing out his quarterback. Yep. He's going on. He had to have an owner's meeting before he was traded. He demanded a trade. Things were going on. He was getting traded to Buffalo. He said, hell no, I ain't getting traded to no Buffalo. I ain't getting traded to no damn Buffalo. And he made that happen. He made that happen. On top of that, after he got traded to Oakland, he demanded a restructure of his contract.
Like, you're so toxic, bro.
To make him the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. Did Odell Beckham do any of those things? Did he even demand a trade? No. He wasn't even talking about a trade. He wasn't even throwing shots. Besides that ESPN.
Isn't his contract getting restructured, though, with the Cleveland?
I don't know, and I don't think so.
I heard something about his contract getting restricted.
If Cleveland does that, they're dumb because Jarvis is already getting paid $14.
I think I heard something about that. I could be completely incorrect, so I'm not claiming this as facts, but I think I heard something about Odell getting his contract restructured with Cleveland.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, though.
I don't know, but it would be stupid. But either way, Odell Beckham has not disrespected the Giants as much as Antonio Brown disrespected the Steelers and now the Oakland Raiders. So I just had to put that to rest. I mean, a lot of people were talking about Antonio Brown, but the same guys were saying that, Odell Beckham's such a cancer. He's a cancer to the team and things like that. Odell Beckham did what he did. It is what it is. He was a little frustrated. Everybody takes frustration in different ways. Look at Antonio Brown. But yeah.
Odell was not a cancer. Yeah. Odell was not a cancer, but he was not the best locker room team guy. Mm-hmm, That's the thing about Odell. Odell was not a great team guy, but to say he was a cancer is just it's too far out there. You know what I mean? It's way too far.
And here's the thing. I follow a lot of Giants players on Instagram. Yeah. Sterling Shepard, Aldrick Rosas, a lot of these guys. I mean, I'm talking about depth players. I follow a lot of them on Instagram. And every single one of them was upset. They made like tribute videos on their Instagram to Odell after he got traded. What happened when Antonio Brown was traded? Everybody was like, "Hooray! Thank God you're gone." We talked about early on in the season. Everybody was talking. There was some controversy about players talking about Antonio Brown and how they didn't like how he acted and things like that. Same thing with Le'Veon Bell, by the way. So. You see the differences. See the differences. Everybody loved Odell.
Like, what's up with these like Pittsburgh players just being cancer to begin with, dude? They got like Le'Veon Bell. You got Antonio Brown.
It's always been that way, man. It's always been that way. Always been that way. They're not like the Giants. Where the Giants are more classy.
Ramon, I'm gonna have to ban you real quick. Sorry, I gotta ban Ramon real quick. We don't allow that level of stupidity in the chat, Ramon. I'm sorry. You gotta get out of here, fam. Because Antonio Brown is more mature than Odell.
I think he was just trolling. He's just trolling.
He's trolling. I want to respond to Yankee. He said, like, someone please explain to me the logic of keeping washed up Eli Manning and not trading for Josh Rosen and keeping Odell Beckham Jr. I feel like I have to address this like every time.
Yeah, I don't think we need to address it right now, man. I'm not even going to waste my time. Yeah, let's just get to the next subject. But I'm trying to – I got this damn – can I exit that? Yes, I can.
Do you know who the Giants are getting in the draft? Yeah, I do. They told me. I talked to Gabe Gettleman last night on the phone. Mm-hmm. He said we're going to take Kyle Shermer, number 6 overall, and then 17 we're going to take another quarterback at 17. He wants to take Easton Stick at 17, and then in round 2 we're going to take Ryan Finley. And then round 3, who are we going to take in round 3?
Tyree Jackson?
Tyree Jackson, number 3, yeah.
The next Cam Newton, guys. The next Cam Newton.
Yep. Yeah, that's for sure. Pencil in. That's who we're getting. Those are our first 3 draft picks. First 4. A little spoiler alert for you. So, all quarterbacks.
I want to, before we move on to our next subject, I do want to point out something. Smooth 357 says, What do you guys think about DN Sutton Smith?
I was just about to read that.
Yeah, I have not done any research on him, but everybody's talking about him, that he should be the next Giant, things like that. But like I said, I have not done any scouting on him. But why is he so highly talked about, and he's still known as like a 5th round selection? If this guy was such a high talent that everybody's like, whoa, we need this guy, why isn't he a 2nd, 3rd round pick guy? Why is he still a 5th, 6th guy?
Well, that's the thing. I think he's a great 3rd or 4th round pick. Okay. People are starting to overhype him a little bit, thinking he should be a 1st, 2nd round pick. That's not true. Just a little spoiler. You'll watch his tape. You're going to see a few flashes, but you're not going to see a 1st round pick. Just a little spoiler. You'll see a few flashes. Somebody that you want to take a chance on later in the draft. Nobody to take right now, but he's got potential. I think he's got a high upside.
All right,
you'll like him. I think you'll like him. You'll like him. You're just not going to love him.
Yeah.
If I know anything about you, you'll like him. You just won't love him. You'll like him.
Because I have a lot of people were talking about him, and I haven't watched any film on him. But ever since the mock draft started, I mean, a lot of people were mocking him in the 5th or 6th round. They're like, oh, we need to get this guy. He's a steal. He's a sleeper. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, Ben Byngo. I love Ben Byngo.
Yes.
I love him as a late round flyer. I love him. Love him. Absolutely love him. I would love him. I don't need to say it. If I say I'd love him one more time, you'll believe me.
All right, but I feel that if 2-star players become a cancer, you're talking about AB, okay? I assume he's talking about Le'Veon and Antonio, this 2-star players with cancer. So we're gonna move on to our next talking subject here.
Well, hold on.
I want him bad.
I gotta read Ramon's. All right, so Ramon put his opinion there about AB. He said, "My quick opinion about AB's situation: it was immature as f for him, and I don't understand why he did what he did." Yeah, he's like, but I feel that if 2-star players become a cancer, there can be something behind closed doors that's causing it. I agree with that.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
That's a fantastic point, Ray, that you just said. There has to be something in that locker room that's just causing everybody to be cancerous, man.
Like, honestly, I have like a small theory of what I think that kind of stuff can be. Okay. I think it's because like in the NFL, these players and coaches are consistently like hyping up their players to their face. Like players who go up like, man, you're the best in the league right now, bro. You're the best in the league right now. And I feel like they just get fed all this garbage. All this
counteractive. It's counteractive.
And they think like, oh, I'm the best right now. You're like, I'm the best. And you're like, you're not the best. I feel like it's just all this reinforcement of narcissism that's just being thrown at these players, and they just kind of adapt it into their personality.
Yep. I think it's exactly that way.
Yankees send a chase. Sorry, I just want to address a little bit of the chat. Yeah. I feel bad. We always kind of skip these guys.
Yeah, I know.
He said this is the trade I would make before the Giants acquire 2019 2nd overall pick. Giants acquires 2017 2nd overall pick. 2019 3rd round pick, running back Matt Breida. 49ers acquire Saquon Barkley. I'm not even going to address that.
Nope, sorry.
We're going to have to move on.
We'll have to move on from that. I'm going to pretend I didn't lose brain cells from that. But Yankee King, I do respect your opinion, but I just can't. I respect your opinion, but I can't handle it, man. All right, so next talking point, and we're getting down the list pretty quickly here, so I'm happy about that. Aaron Rodgers, the controversy with Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. Woo! Now, this morning,
he's going at it.
that Bleacher Report article is long. I went through half of it.
You have the link of it? I want to put the link in the chat if you have it.
I don't have the link on my computer. No, I just found it on Google on my phone.
I'll look for it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. But if you guys want to go ahead and read that, go ahead. It's actually a really good read, and I don't think it's fake news whatsoever. I think it's honestly real. Aaron Rodgers. We've never seen Aaron Rodgers really be a big leader. Like you've never really seen that, and you always seen them just like with Tom Brady and Josh McDaniels and stuff like that. Aaron Rodgers has always been going at it with Mike McCarthy, and now we know why. Mike McCarthy has been running a basic scheme, easy to learn type scheme, and easy to read by defenses for quite a while. The same exact scheme, never adapted to the new NFL and how things work now in the NFL from 2006. It's pretty much been the same playbook for years now, and I think Aaron Rodgers was fed up with it. He was starting to make his own play calls. It was
right.
Yeah, no, it was a Bleacher Report.
Bleacher, okay.
Yes, and it's actually very, very well cited because they have Greg Jennings put his input in there, and Greg Jennings has been known to be very critical of Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy in the past. So he put his 2 cents into there as well.
Yeah, I found
it. But it got to the point where this was recently the rookie wide receiver Equanimous St. Brown it got to the point where there was a play call on the field. I don't remember what game it was in, but there was a play call on the field where Mike McCarthy wanted Equanimeous to run this route, and in the huddle, Aaron Rodgers wanted him to run another route, and that wound up not. I think it worked, or it was incomplete or complete or something like that. But then on the sideline, when Equanimeous went back on the sideline, his coaches are yelling in his face, "What the hell are you doing? That's not what I told you to run." And Equanimeous is just like, "Well, listen, Aaron Rodgers, Rodgers just told me to do it, man.
My quarterback just told me to run this route."
Exactly, and I think that was the breaking point for Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers, and it's been happening for such a long time. And you guys, I can't really say everything that happened in the article. I can't remember everything off the top of my head that happened in the article, but it's a really, really good read. You guys have to watch that. It'll give you a big insight on everything
too, so you guys can check that out.
Yeah, go ahead and check it out in the chat too. A lot of guys like Aaron Jones, I think Aaron Jones came out and said something. Other former running backs came out and said something, saying that Aaron Rodgers never a leader.
Those guys would just like bicker all the freaking time, and it just sounds like two big babies going at it.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people saying it was always tension in there. You could see the tension. And here's the thing that really, really interested me. Like, I was like, why? So here's the thing. Back before 2006, before Mike McCarthy was hired as the Green Bay Packers, you guys are mentioning Ferguson. I don't like Ferguson. He's terrible. Anyway, he's terrible. But back when Mike McCarthy, before he was the head coach of the Green Bay Packers in 2006, he was the offensive coordinator for the 49ers before that. And in the 2005 draft, where Alex Smith and Aaron Rodgers were selected, Mike McCarthy went ahead and they selected Alex Smith. And when Mike McCarthy was hired as the Green Bay's head coach, Aaron Rodgers was still salty about that. He was still upset at Mike McCarthy, even though he's not the GM, he's not the owner. But now I think that kind of exposed that the coaches do have a say in who's drafted, not just the GM. That really solidified that theory there, that coaches do have their 2 cents in there. So basically saying that Mike McCarthy liked Alex Smith even more. Aaron Rodgers is upset that Alex Smith was chosen. He still had the grudge over Mike McCarthy for all those years. And players were saying they could feel it in the room. They would give each other dirty looks. Death stares were thrown at each other, and that it was just chaotic in there. It was just cancerous in there. And that's pretty much why they haven't won more than one Super Bowl. And what was that, in 2009? 2009, they won their last Super Bowl, and they could have won. Aaron Rodgers, the talent that could have won, 5 Super Bowls. So that's pretty much what happened. It's insane, guys. Absolutely insane, that article.
They're both idiots. Let's be honest, though.
Yeah, they're both at fault. It's not one or the other. They're both at fault.
They're both just huge idiots in this situation. I mean, it makes them both just look so dumb.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, these are two grown men getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they bickering in the locker room. Which is not only affecting them, it's affecting the whole team. So
exactly.
Exactly. And you look at the Green Bay Packers, everybody's asking the same question. How does Aaron Rodgers only have 1 ring? I mean, now it's been answered, but
also because the Packers never have a defense.
Exactly. But, I mean, it's just one of those questions that everybody's going to go down. Like, listen, Aaron Rodgers should have won another ring at least, at least. But he's one of the best talents I've ever seen at quarterback.
Smooth says, what do y'all think the top 10 defensive ends are? We have a video on Kid's channel of our top 5 edge rushers. And in that video, we each give about 3 or 4 honorable mentions. So that should give you what our solidified top 5 are, and then a few of our other ones in our top 10s. So I would go check that out if you want to know what our top 5 or 10 DNs are.
So getting on to our –
you in Texas?
What do you say?
Oh, Go wants to ask me a question. He said, "Do Cowboy fans shit on you in Texas?" My mom's a Cowboy fan, so.
Oh, God bless
her heart. Yeah, bless her heart. My mom's a Cowboy fan. I pray for every day, but it don't work.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
he said I pray for every day, but it doesn't work.
You should see it during the games, dude. It's pretty bad when the Cowboys play the Giants. Like,
oh, God.
I'm serious, like, because we both get heated and we both get real loud during the games. So like, I'll sit there be cheering because like Saquon would score and she'd be like, "Shut up!" Like it's pretty bad. We're not even like for that 2 hours the game's going on. We're not mother and son. It's pretty bad.
Oh God, that's sad. Oh God, I would love to see that. Honestly, you're gonna have to record that. But we're gonna move on to our second to last subject. Then we're gonna start taking callers from Skype if you guys want to call in. We got a pretty good chat rolling in. So maybe we'll get some callers in and give their opinions. But here's our second to last, and I just want to throw this in there because it's very interesting. Ever since Bruce Arians was hired, Jameis Winston, can he reach his ceiling that everybody thought he could reach when he was drafted number 1 overall by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Can he finally fulfill that and stop turning over the ball and make those throws that you want to see an elite quarterback make?
No. I don't think Jameis Winston's that much of a guy. I don't even like him though. I actually hate him as a person. Like, he does so much stupid shit. Like, do you see that stuff?
I know he has like a
somebody in the
back
back with their helmet. Like, the guy's like a 2-year-old child. He's so fucking like. I don't want to see him not succeed, but I don't want to see him succeed. Like, there's only like 2 or 3 players in the NFL that I actually truly do not want to succeed because I think they're horrible human beings. I'm not going to go into who they are because they're kind of political stuff, so I don't want to go into that. But Jameis Winston's not one of them. But I really do not like James. I think he's such a child, and I didn't even think he was that good coming out of the draft. I thought it was easily Marcus Mariota was the guy. Jameis Winston just doesn't make smart decisions, and I don't think just anything has happened during the free agency in order for us to think he's just going to take that step. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see it. I don't think he's that good of a guy. Quarterback.
I agree with everything he just said.
Here's the thing.
I was waiting for you to say something I disagree with, but you just mentioned everything I would have said.
Hey.
Here's the thing. Jameis Winston, I see a lot of potential. And is he stupid? Yeah. I mean, the players follow him though. But he's the type of guy that says. He's the type of guy that's always in the ring of the huddle saying, look, we can do this. Nobody going to defeat us.
Bro, he's like, we need to tell you. He's like,
we're going to
that was the dumbest thing I ever seen.
I think in that same game, he threw 3 interceptions. I mean, this guy beats himself. He defeats the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's the reason they get defeated. So he can't say nobody can defeat us. Dude. You defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What I love with that video too is that, like, when he did that, all of his players looked at him like, "What the fuck?" Like, they were all like, they all got excited because they had to, but like, they were just sitting there like, "What the fuck did he do?" Like, y'all see that? Like, y'all see him eat his hand? Like,
bro. Okay, so I live in Central Florida, and when the Giants come down here to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I don't miss it. So I go over there. Yeah. I went there twice. The Giants play here since I lived in Florida twice. To Tampa. I went to both of their games, and in both of those games, the Giants lost the most recent one, but the Giants won the other one. But in both those games, Jameis Winston made the dumbest decisions, fumbling the ball in the rain. Both those games were in the rain. So fumbling the ball, interceptions, things like that. Eli looked a lot better than Jameis in that game, in those games. And it was just hilarious. Every time Jameis Winston fumbled the ball, whether it was recovered by the defense or not, fumbled the ball, intercepted, you can hear all the Tampa Bay fans like, damn it, Jameis. Damn it.
They don't like him, bro.
They don't like him because I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of Florida State fans, yes, but I see more USF fans than Florida State fans. Yeah. And they're also Tampa Bay fans. So the rivalry with USF and Florida State, they really don't like Jameis to begin with. And now he's on their team in the NFL and he's throwing interceptions and fumbling the ball and just making terrible decisions and acting like an idiot. So I honestly think the fan base doesn't like him. I think the players play for him. What happened? What happened?
Yo, hold on. Have you seen that movie Clash of the Titans?
Yes. Yeah.
The move goes, I would take Sunshine from Clemson's over all Gimme. He goes, Sunshine. You remember that game with the long ball?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny, bro.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But Jameis, honestly, I think Jameis might play a little better with Arians there, but he's not going to reach his potential. I think he's going to hit free agency. I think Tampa Bay is going to go ahead and draft another quarterback next year. I don't know if we have any Tampa Bay fans in the chat, but I think they're primed to get Tua next year, if anything.
He goes, do Buccaneers fans exist?
I'll tell you right now, they do. There's a lot. Yeah. I live in Central Florida. So obviously you're going to get a lot of Tampa Bay fans more than Miami because that's all down south and Jacksonville is up north. So there's that. But there's Tampa Bay fans everywhere. Like, they really support their team and they really think they're going to do something every single year because they're hyped. I mean, you see all the media analysts, including myself. I mean, every year I have the Tampa Bay as a dark horse to do something, but they don't. But they have a lot of faith in their team. But they don't like Jameis. They're, like I said, their fan base is not like Jameis. I think the players play for him because he inspires them, but they know he's the reason why they lose. I think ultimately he's not a leader. ultimately he's not going to do anything with the Bucs. I think eventually he's going to be given the boot. So there's that. Last year before he played, plenty of Giants fans. What is he talking about?
Well, Yankees trying to make a point. Who's Eli versus Jameis? Who throws more picks? Well, last year Jameis threw more picks and he played less than Eli did. So,
Oh yeah.
And before that, Eli had a slightly worse year, like in very slightly, and he played with a way worse offense. So if you're trying to sit here and tell us that Eli's worse than Jameis Winston, you're going to sadly be very, very wrong about that.
Yeah, very wrong.
Who the fuck's favorite player is Kyle Ludacris?
Wait, whose player is Kyle?
Hey man, I was a Davis Webb fan for a while. I was a huge Davis Webb guy.
Yeah, I
loved Davis Webb. I still thought it was a bad decision to let him go.
I was saying that. I think Davis Webb can really.
I thought he could have been our guy. I really do. Like, I truly believe that Davis Webb could have been our guy.
And he's wasting his talent on the Jets because they already have their guy. They already have their guy.
Yeah. It makes me so. I truly do think Davis Webb could have been our guy.
Here's our last talking point before we take any callers. We have the Browns. I want to talk about the Browns because they are the talk of any. They are the talk of any football media site, TV shows, anything. Everybody's talking about the Browns. So I want to get you guys' take on it.
Talk about zero to hero, man.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I think the Browns are going to make the playoffs next year. I honestly think that.
I think so.
But I honestly think here's the question to you guys. Sure, they can be good for 1 to 2 years. Are they going to be a dynasty?
They're not going to be. No, because they can't pay all those players. They're playing Jameis Winston. I mean, they're playing Jameis Winston. They're paying. First off, Odell's getting paid too much already. Yeah. And what's his name? Jarvis Landry's already getting paid too much. They're going to have to sign Myles Garrett, not for like another 2 years. They're going to have to sign Larry Ogunjobi, Emmanuel Ogbah. Denzel Ward's going to get signed. When Baker Mayfield's contract comes up, oh boy. You know what I mean? So, like, they're going to have some big contracts to make. They're not going to be able to hold on to all these great players because the receivers are making way too much money. Not to mention David Njoku's going to need to get paid. So, I don't think they're going to be a dynasty. But I think that they're a really solid team right now. I think they went from zero to hero. And I actually truly do believe that, like, the majority of the credit for the Browns' success goes to Baker Mayfield. Like, I truly believe that. I think without Baker Mayfield, I think if they took any other quarterback in last year's draft, they would not be what they are right now. I think Baker Mayfield is the sole purpose, like one of these sole reasons why that team is as good as it was, because he's just something special. I mean, everybody here knows how insanely special I think Kyler Murray is, and I think Baker is better than Kyler. So I thought he was better coming out of college. I think he's better now. I think Baker Mayfield is a future top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Like, I think he's special. Love Baker Mayfield, but I don't think he's actually getting enough credit. And most people hate me saying this because we're Giants fans, but I truly believe that he deserved Offensive Rookie of the Year over Saquon Barkley. Like, I really do, because I think he came in with less time, and then he put up those kind of numbers. And it's crazy because he didn't put up numbers the way Dwayne Haskins put up numbers by getting carried by receivers and stuff like that. Like, he put up numbers because he was throwing dimes and he was dissecting defenses. I just think Baker Mayfield deserves a lot more credit than he really got this past year, man.
The only reason why I had, and Ray, I'll get your take in a second. I just want to, before I forget about responding to that, I think Saquon Barkley should have been the Rookie of the Year because you look at that offensive line was terrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
Garbage. And I know players shouldn't get awards based on players around them. Yeah. But you look at the weapons lack thereof that Saquon Barkley was able to run behind. He was running, but I mean, sometimes it looked like the offensive line was blocking Saquon Barkley. It looked like they were trying to.
They were like, wait, hold on.
Yeah. So
okay, go.
Like, listen, wait, hold on.
Like,
hey, come here.
Just hold on through.
So, and Saquon Barkley was pretty much a one-man army. So that's why I thought Saquon Barkley should have gotten it. But go ahead, Ray. I want to get your take on that. Baker.
You really just said what I was about to say about the Offensive Rookie of the Year thing. Because I was going to say Baker Mayfield had a good season, but just Saquon deserved it because of who of the line he was behind. That's what I think.
I believe that. Like, I get the argument for Saquon. I just Baker Mayfield's playing a way more important position. You know, he's playing the way harder position as well. I mean, I hate to say this because running back is my favorite position in football. That's what I played. But the running back is the easiest position in football to play. That's the easiest position in football to play, man. I mean, there's a reason why you can find 4th round.
That's debatable.
I don't think so. Name me another position that's easier to play than running back.
I think at the tight end. I think tight end.
Tight ends need to be able to block, and they have to be able to run routes and catch. Running back.
Sometimes there's blocking guys, sometimes there's catching guys. You know,
I think that's another debate for another time, I guess.
It also depends on the scheme of the team, also.
Yeah,
like what position, because
like Evan Engram probably has a little bit easier time than somebody like Gronkowski probably has. You know, he's asked to do like half of his job. So I mean, I definitely get that.
But Ray, let me get your take on the Browns.
Ray, Killer's a kicker. That's true. But I don't believe they're gonna be a dynasty. They're gonna be a great team. You named a bunch of people that they're gonna have to pay, but also depending on if they decide to keep Kareem Hunt, they're gonna have to pay him. So that's another
Hunt. Damn.
Yeah, that's another person they gotta pay. So they're not gonna be a dynasty, but they'll be a solid. They're gonna be Super Bowl contenders next season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they have a 2 to 3 year window.
I think they'll continue to be though. Like I don't think they're gonna be good for a few years and then just that's it. Like I think they're gonna be a solid. I think now that they have Baker, I think for the next years, like for like next 5, 8, 10 years, they're gonna stay a solid team. I don't think we're gonna see them back to be the old Browns like they used to be.
Yeah, they're not gonna be the old Browns we all
I don't think they're gonna be the old Browns.
Love. You know, we miss those Browns, but those days are over. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna go back to that. But depending on who they keep, also, because like say with all the names you sign, depending on who they get rid of, because they got to pay some linemen, they got to pay all this. Baker's able to be mobile when it comes to the whole, like, let's say they get rid of some linemen and they get some trash linemen. He'll be able to handle not having a great line, but he's gonna need some weapons like receivers and stuff to help him out, because he can't. I don't know.
Yeah, he is. I know you're saying that he's gonna have to find somebody in the future, because Odell and Jarvis ain't gonna be there forever. You know?
Yeah, because like what I'm trying to say is like,
call in, bro. I want to talk to you.
He's gonna do good with the average line and average receivers, but they need to make sure they have at least one weapon to help him out, because
they still got JuJu too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Also, if they don't sign David Njoku, because I feel like when his contract comes up, they're not going to keep him. I feel like they'll get rid of him before signing.
I think so. Signing David Njoku. We'll see though. I think it depends on how well he plays for the rest of his contract. You know, if he starts getting better and better every year, I could definitely see them pulling him back in. I could see them letting Jarvis Landry go before they let David Njoku go. If David Njoku consistently progresses, you know what I mean? Like if he only gets better from here, I could see them letting go of Jarvis Landry first.
Yeah, sure.
I'm
trying to sign into my Skype, but it's not. It says something went wrong to fix the problem. Oh God,
that's definitely true. You don't need 2-star wide receivers. That's
well, I don't even.
They're rather good
a star wide receiver. I don't even think he's a star. I think he's like a top 15 receiver, but I don't think he's a top 10.
Who's that?
Like I don't know.
I
don't think he's top 10.
I don't think he's top 10, but I think he's top 15. I think top 15.
That's what I said. I think he's top 15.
I'd still consider that kind of a star receiver. He's a star number 2 receiver. Let's say that.
Yeah, I'd say that. I think he's big. The hell.
Man, I remember last year I was like so excited for the preseason because I wanted to see Davis Webb and Colorado go at it, and we barely saw any of them. I was so upset.
Yeah, exactly, Chris. He's paid like a star, so that's true. That's what I mean. Also,
Jarvis is top 15. Yeah, that's what I think. He's top 15. I agree with that statement.
I'm trying to get my Skype to work. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I stand firm on the fact that we're coming out of this draft with Kyler, man. I feel it. I feel it in my
butt. You do? I mean, I wouldn't be terribly mad about that.
I'm the only guy I know who would trade up for him. I think Bad Dog said he would trade up to 3. He would get rid of 2 second-round picks for him, but not 3 second-round picks. I would get rid of 2 seconds and our number 6 overall for Kyler. I would totally. Yeah, I would, man. I would trade up with the Jets for our 6 and 2 second round picks.
You would trade up in the draft for Kyler?
Kyler, yeah, I would trade up to 3 with the Jets. I would give them our first. I'd give them our 6, our 2 this year, and our 2 next year for Kyler. I would actually do that. I'm that.
I would never do that.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm that high on Kyler. You guys don't understand how high on Kyler I am, dude.
We need so many players. That second round pick is so crucial.
I agree with that. I agree that we need players, but also quarterback is way more important than 2 of these players, man. Like I would rather take my star quarterback over having 2 other defensive players who could possibly be something. Like I'm just that healthy, Kyler, man. If we trade for Kyler, I think I might die. Damn, James, sell the farm. I'm not trying to sell the farm. Just 2 seconds in our first. I don't think that's as much as people think it is. Like, people are acting like I'm trying to sell the whole team for Kyler. Like, I wouldn't give up any more than that, though. Like,
Chris says, oh, hell no.
I know Bad Dog would do it. Where's Bad Dog when you need him?
No. Actually, Bad Dog said he wouldn't.
No, I was in their stream the other day. I think it was last night. Entertainer and Bad Dog had a stream last night, and he said he would give up his 2 seconds for Kyler. He just wouldn't give up 3.
I don't know. He's been saying he doesn't want to trade up for any quarterback.
No, I heard him say it last night. I think it was last night in their stream. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. The only player I would consider trading up for is Kyler. I would trade it for Quinn Williams. No, I wouldn't. I would only trade for Kyler just because he's a quarterback.
I would never do that.
Oh, I just think he's so good. Bad Dog would trade 5 future firsts for Kyler. I would trade it for Kyler if it's 2 seconds. Yeah. Well, with 2 seconds in your 6, so it's not just 2 seconds. It's not like we'd get 3 first-round picks. But I would with it because that's practically what the Jets gave up to move up 3 spots last year. It's practically what the Jets gave up. So, like, if I could literally see the Jets doing that, like, because the Jets would have nothing to lose. The Jets could trade up.
They want to trade down. I've heard that if they don't find their guy, they want to trade down.
Like, they want to trade down. They could make that trade with us and still end up with Josh Allen. Think about it, right? Bosa, Quinn Williams, Devin White. I mean, no, Bosa. Look, Bosa, Quinn Williams, Kyler Murray, and then 4 is Raiders. So they probably go like what? Devin White, or I don't think they would go Josh Allen. That's like Devin White right there. And number 5, the Buccaneers either trade down for somebody who wants Haskins, or they take like a cornerback. And then here comes the Jets again at 6. The Jets could totally have Josh Allen trading down to 6 if they gave us 3. Like, they could do that and still get Josh Allen, who's like the perfect player for them in this year's draft. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Movie Critic in the chat.
What's going on, Movie Critic?
Man.
Let's see. Sorry, guys. You guys got to bear with me right now. I'm trying to stay with me, guys. I'm trying to. My Skype is messing up. Why are the
Kyler? Yeah, me too. If the Giants trade up, it'll be a mistake. You can't say that. You don't know that. You don't know if it'd be a mistake because let's say we trade up, we get Kyler, and Kyler's phenomenal. Then that's a mistake. Like, you can't tell me that'd be a mistake. You know, you don't know if it's a mistake until it's after it's done and it's played through. You know, if the Giants, if y'all get Kyler, I can't wait to see D-Law eat him for lunch. Ha ha ha. Marcus Lawrence. We'll see. Jets gave up 3 seconds. Oh, Jets gave up 3 seconds. Ooh. Okay, 2 seconds and a third, maybe. Maybe not 3 seconds. I'll give up 2 seconds and a third.
Oh man.
Home entertainer. I would trade the Giants 6 to the Packers for their 2 firsts. I don't know. I would probably do that. I could do that. I could actually do that. Trade up our 6 overall pick for the 2 of the Packers first round picks, because we could end up with like an edge rusher at 17, Jerry Tillery, and like another really good play. That's like the first thing Yankees has said that I would be okay with. Holes, yeah.
What's their pick?
Moving up, yeah. The Packers wouldn't move up though, so that's
they pick 12th and I believe 29th. No, 30th.
No, that's not bad.
30th.
They don't need a QB. All the defensive players are pretty equal after 5. Yeah, after 5, I think not all of them, but there's a lot of them that are pretty much. I don't know. I think Jerry Tillery he's above the rest. Jeffrey Simmons is above the rest. Got some players saying they will target Antonio Brown. I think it's a pretty evil thing to do. Targeting anybody is pretty childish. Kyler Murray isn't even the best quarterback in the draft. I'll trade it to 3 for Haskins. Get out of my face. I'm not even going to respond to that level.
Wait, hold on. What?
I'm not even going to get into that, dude. Then we have more holes to fill and put back more years. Yeah, but we'd also have our solidified quarterback, who is the most important position on our team. You're not going to like this. Kyler is there at 6. I'm taking him. Same. Can I get in here, bro? Well, we're going to take some calls and Skype.
I'm trying to figure it out, guys. This thing is like, it took me out.
Literate ass. If they take him at 6, I won't be upset. I would. Wouldn't be my choice. 12th and 30th. You need a real New Yorker and hang out besides the guys with white headphones. I don't know what being a New Yorker has to do with that.
I will not comment any further, the Movie Critic. I don't like your negativity.
I don't know what being a New Yorker has to do with anything. What I want to happen is 6 at Haskins, Burns at 17. I'd be disgusted with Haskins, but I would like Brian Burns at 17. I love Murray. I would trade Sterling Shepard to the Patriots for the 32nd overall pick. Maybe. Depends on who we got. Like, if we traded that 32nd overall pick and got A.J. Brown, we basically just gotten AJ Brown for Sterling Shepard. That'd be weird, but I think I wouldn't be. Damn, you really hate Haskins. No, I don't hate. Why do people think I hate Haskins? I don't hate Haskins. I just don't think he's that good. I mean, I guess I do sound kind of ridiculous with him. I guess I do kind of sound like I hate him, but I do not hate Dwayne Haskins. I just don't think he's that good. You're just trying to sweep to the chat while you're doing your Skype.
Sweat, yeah, dude, this thing is really bugging out.
Okay, Sweat I might actually hate. Like, I can't. No, I don't hate anybody, but Sweat at 6 is even more disgusting than Haskins. AJ at 17, another disgusting one. Will Greer in the second, another disgusting. That's no.
Okay, it's not working. I mean, it says something went wrong. I tried to log in, something went wrong, and I went into freaking accountlive.com, and it's still not working.
Make a new account real quick. I would take Haskins at 6, not trade up for him. I wouldn't even take him at 6. I actually like Haskins, but I would love him at 6. I would love him at 6, just not as much as Murray. I actually like Haskins over Herbert. No, not me. Not me, actually, because you do hate Haskins. I don't, Chris. I swear. You I hate, Chris. Maybe not Haskins. You, maybe. You just love Kyler. I do love Kyler. I would shop a lot of players. I would have my shop open. So, like, I would put Sterling Shepard on the block, see what I can get for him. Evan Engram, I'd see what I could get for him. Would I actually go through with the trade? Maybe not. Haskins is better than Murray anyways. That's completely incorrect. Jzach, if Haskins was there at 17, would you take him? No. Here's the thing, guys. I don't want Haskins at all. I'm Kyler Murray or nobody. I just don't. It's not that I dislike Haskins. I think he's a good talent. I do think he's got some solid talent. I just don't think. I don't think he could ever become a quarterback, like a top 5 kind of quarterback, right? Like, I don't see him ever becoming an Aaron Rodgers kind of Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck kind of guy. I see him being a Kirk Cousins kind of guy. Right. And I don't want to spend my top 6 pick and eventually have to pay a guy that kind of money when he's not worth the kind of money he's going to get paid. Right. So when you think of a guy like Dwayne Haskins, right, me personally, you have to understand this from my thought process. My thought process is he's going to be a Kirk Cousins at best. I don't want to have to pay a Kirk Cousins the kind of contract Kirk Cousins got. Russell Wilson, I'd be okay paying a kind of Kirk Cousins contract, one of those big contracts, because they're actually that high and that good of a player. So that's why I don't really want Haskins at all, because I don't want to have to pay him eventually what I would have to pay him, because I don't think he'll ever be worth the kind of money he would get. I actually like Will Greer, the 3rd best QB in the draft. I would kind of agree with that. I have Will Greer at like 4 and like Drew Lock at 6, but I really do like Will Greer. Add me to the Hangout. Movie Critic, we're not doing the Hangouts. We're going to be calling on Skype once Kid Blue stops jerking around. No, he's just trying to.
You know. It's only with me, so I'm gonna use my my other Skype. I didn't know I still use. Yeah, this is my regular Skype.
Would you package Shepard to trade up for Kyler? Oh, yes, but I would have to take AJ Brown eventually, then somewhere in the draft, or like Andy Isabella. I would have to take another receiver at that point. If we pick Daniel Jones, then Gettleman should be fired. Then I would agree with you. I would be calling for his job if we took Daniel Jones.
No, all right, guys. I don't know how I'm gonna freaking type this up, but
better than Haskins. You can text it to me or like email it to me, and then I can like copy and paste it consistently in the chat.
No, hey, Joe, you just suck with technology, bro.
Yeah, bro.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I do.
It's not my fault that it's just lagging out on me. I have to use my other freaking Skype. I have to use my actual Skype now. So.
Kyler may be better than Haskins in college, but you don't know the pro results yet. Kyler might be another Johnny Football. That's a very ignorant thing to say.
Wait,
I don't see that in a disrespectful, rude way. Verl says Kyler Murray may be better than Haskins in college, but you don't know the pro results yet. Kyler might be another Johnny Football. Like, I don't want to be rude, but that's kind of an ignorant thing to say, that he'll be a Johnny Football. Like, they have no comparison at all. There's no comparison between the two of them. And Kyler doesn't play like a college player. He plays like an NFL quarterback. He sits in the pocket, makes phenomenal throws, great reads. Like, they're completely different people. Johnny Football played like backyard kind of quarterbacks. He never played actual, no.
All right, guys. So you guys can type that in on Skype, copy and paste it, do what you got to do. It's all a bunch of nonsense, but that's my regular Skype. I never really changed it, but
AJ Brown,
go ahead and do that.
That's
if you guys want to call in, go ahead and do that.
AJ Brown is better than Metcalf.
He is.
That is the truth. He's the best receiver in the draft class. Then it's Andy Isabella, JJ Arcega Whiteside.
I still didn't watch film on him. I gotta do that.
Yeah, you need to go watch some film on JJ Arcega Whiteside and Andy Isabella. And then I really like DK Metcalf at like 4. Like, I don't dislike DK Metcalf either. I just think he's overrated. The only quarterback I would take at 37 that could be there is Will Grier. I would take Locke at 37 if you guaranteed me he'd sit it for a whole year. Yeah, baby. LOL. You don't know who's ignorant.
Andy Garcia says Metcalf can only run like 4 routes. Thank you. I think that's generous.
He can run the go. He can run the seam. He can run the fade.
Yeah, curl, seam, a stop and go.
A stop and go.
Yeah.
Paris Campbell, don't sleep.
Paris Campbell, yeah.
I like Paris Campbell. I don't think he's a first-round pick, but he's a solid mid-second.
Yeah, I think he's a mid-second, a third-round pick. This is my dream first-round selections: 2, 6, 17, 32. You didn't give us players. DCAF is my number 2 receiver behind Hollywood. Ooh, not me, fam, not me.
Why is it, Cushman? Matter of fact, Cushman, if you want to call in and give your opinion on that. You guys, I'm gonna paste it again. Type that on Skype. Hopefully it works. That is a bunch of random stuff. It's the best I can do right now. I'm gonna try to fix that before the next stream, the next podcast, so you guys could do it. But I don't know. It's just my other account's just screwing up. Hakeem Butler's good. Yeah, I like Hakeem Butler.
I like Hakeem Butler. Mm-hmm. I do a lot. I like him a lot. And I'm gonna copy what you typed in the chat so I can paste it every once in a while too.
All right.
DK Metcalf is a freak athlete, but doesn't have a good skill set. I agree. I think he's a freak athlete, but his technique is not where it needs to be right now. Deebo Samuel is good as well. He's a solid receiver. I feel like college is just spitting out receivers lately. Like seriously, like there's been so many receivers been coming out of college who are like valuable players who are actually worth the starting spot. You know, they're not all guaranteed superstars, but they're all like solid receivers who could compete in the NFL.
Yeah.
As I stuttered to get that out.
All right, I think we got our first caller, guys. So here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, so this might be the same thing as last time where I won't be able to hear you. Hello?
What's good, my brother?
Oh, what's going on? Is this Mike Nixon?
This is Mike Nixon, bro.
What's going on, man? First caller of last time, first caller this time. So what's going on, man? How have you been?
Not much. I've been good, man. I've been chilling, you know. Just counting down the days to the draft, man. I can't wait.
God, I'm so excited.
My favorite time of the year, man.
Yeah, pull the speaker a little bit farther away from your mic.
Farther away? Okay, my bad.
Kind of bleed me.
You
know? Yeah, man, for sure. But make sure you stick around for the draft too. I'll be live streaming the draft. I don't know if you guys will be part of it, Ray and.
Definitely.
I'll be all over that night between being going on with you, Sports Fairy, everybody, man.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people are live streaming.
So I mean, don't worry, I'll make my rounds.
We'll farther out.
You know what I mean?
All right, so what do you want to talk about, man?
I kind of want to talk about I'm kind of in agreement a little bit with Jzach. I wouldn't mind giving up our 2 seconds to move up to and our 6th pick to move up and get Kyler, because I'm a big Kyler fan too. I've seen
another man of culture.
Every time I think about the possibility of having him, I just see how dangerous our offense can be with him and Barkley running the option out of the backfield, running a lot of RPO. It's just so many possibilities.
Yeah, I completely agree. The only reason why I just feel like it's more of if your team is in a good spot right now, then where you don't have so many holes on your team right now, I guess it's okay to move up. But I just feel like that 2nd round pick is so crucial, and it's almost as crucial as a first, just because of the talent that's there in the 2nd round.
In the same sense, I do agree with that, because we do have a lot of holes. We got a lot of holes in our defense.
Mm-hmm.
Our defense cost us so many games last year to where if we win the games, we probably could have had a playoff spot.
Yeah.
For how crazy we were doing bad, we started getting in a roll, and then like the last couple weeks, there were scenarios where we could have actually won the division plus make the playoffs.
That's true. Yeah, there were a lot of games that the Giants should have won last season. Our record could have been at least a winning record last year, miraculously, even with our whole roster being in shambles. But yeah, you're right.
that Carolina game, like defense cost us there. I mean, yeah, the kicker hits a freaking 60-yard field goal, which, I mean, unfortunately, always happens to us.
Yeah, right. I wasn't surprised. After what happened with the Eagles last year. With the Panthers, I was like, oh, well, here we go again. Here we go again.
Knowing Arbuff, that could have been freaking Nick Folk, and he still would have made it.
Oh, that happened in that Tampa Bay game. Was it Nick Folk? I think it was Nick Folk in that Tampa Bay game 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. I went to that game. And the Tampa Bay always had problem with their kickers. And the one moment where they should have missed the kick, they made it to win the game. And I watched that. I was there at that game, and I was like, typical New York Giants look. Typical Giants look.
For real. But I mean, the good thing is, like, we do have a much improved line, but I definitely want to beef it up more. Like, if Dalton Rodgers there in second, we gotta take him.
Yeah.
Like, we almost gotta take him if he's there. Like, I don't care who's there. If Gettleman really thinks whoever the best available player is, if Dalton Rodgers there, that's the best available player.
Yeah,
in my eyes.
Similar to Will Hernandez last year. Everybody was like, "Oh, we need to get Will Hernandez. He's available." Same thing with Dalton Risner this year.
As soon as Cleveland made that pick, I was like, "We're going Hernandez." They did not take him. We are going.
Yep.
We are going Hernandez. There's no way we're not.
Yep.
I was actually surprised it didn't take Hernandez. Like, Hernandez was the best guard available.
Even like now, if Rodgers gone, then it's all fair game. I know a lot of people probably won't like this. I wouldn't mind, because I think it was you that were talking about, like, it's always good to have, like, a tall receiver.
Yeah. That's what I was saying in my Sterling Shepard video.
You want to know something?
What's that?
This is only if Dalton Rodgers gone.
Mm-hmm.
If Hakeem Butler is there at 37, I would take him.
You would?
6'6". 6'6". People say he makes great catches. I mean, it'd be definitely a good, like, red zone threat.
Well, what if AJ Brown was also there? Well, who are you taking?
If AJ Brown was there, I would go AJ Brown.
Okay.
I would go AJ Brown. For sure. No doubt in my mind, I would go AJ definitely over Hakeem Butler. But I'm just saying, like, if he wasn't, like, if AJ Brown wasn't there and freaking, I mean, you can put in every scenario. Like, if any of them other top receivers, like if N'Keal Harry was there, I'd definitely take him over Hakeem. But I'm just saying, purely if, like, Hakeem Butler was there and that was the best available receiver at that time, I would take him.
Yeah.
Just to have that red zone threat, because we got two short receivers that pretty much play the slot. I mean, and even Latimer's not even that tall, is he?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's like 6'2", 6'3". He's an outside guy, but, you know, he's not really a big name, you know.
I mean, he's not a big name, but I do give it this. I watching the Giants last year, and when he did play, like when Odell was out, he did make some pretty nice plays for us.
Yeah, towards the end of the season when he made that crazy catch in the end zone with that touchdown, yeah. Yeah.
And then Corey Coleman's got a little bit of size to him.
Well, yeah, he's like 5'10", 5'11", or something like that. He's a speedy guy.
He's a deep threat.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. For some reason, I thought he was a little taller, but...
Yeah, but I mean, the Giants just need to find somebody that's a bigger receiver, just because we have so many smaller guys there. I don't even care if he's a number 4 type talent. I just want somebody we can throw that's like 6'4", 6'5" to get some attention in the end zone, you know?
Because in essence, like, you have somebody that's tall there, and once you get in the red zone, defenses are going to key on that. Like, look, we got a tall guy there. They're obviously going to try to go to him.
Exactly. Which
then, if they do send another safety over top of that, it opens something up for Shepard. It opens something up for Tate. Could open something up for, like, if a Coleman's out there. Could open something up for even, like, Engram, for Latimer. It could open up a whole bunch of possibilities. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree with you, man.
Defenses are going to try to play on that. I firmly believe if he's the best, like, available receiver there, and Dalton Risner, is gone, I would go Hakeem Butler. Just for that simple fact, we need something. We need to do something. We need to get a tall receiver that can open up plays for Shepard, that can open up plays for Tate and all these other receivers. Because I mean, even though like Latimer and Coleman, they're not big names, they still got they still got some upside. They still got some potential, and I do like what I see in them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. We have some potential on there. We have some potential on our roster.
And it's great that we have a running back that can just do it all, can power it, and even if he needs to make a catch out of the backfield, he can do that. Like, dude, I am after Pig went number one, my heart freaking dropped, and my freaking best friend was sitting here with me. I was like, bro, we're gonna go Sam Darnold. We're gonna take the quarterback over Barkley. I just know it.
And you were wrong.
I was wrong, and I am so happy I was wrong. I literally cried tears of joy because I watched Barkley from the time he was at Penn State to the time that he left, and I knew that he was going to be something special. And I keep telling my boy this. Like, for some reason, I felt like we were destined to do bad because I kept saying, I would love to have Saquon Barkley at some time. Like, that's the perfect running back that we need.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we had that bad season, I almost felt like it was destined because as soon as that happened, I was like, we actually have a chance. We need a running back, and we actually have a chance that we could go out and get a running back. And I'm so happy that we did.
Yeah, he's a blessing. He's a blessing to the Giants.
Everybody says that I would not trade this man for anything. I want him to be here for the next 10, 15 years. Well, 10 years, because that's what you usually get out of running back. But I want Saquon to finish his career with the Giants. I do not want to see him anywhere else but in the Giants uniform for the rest of his career.
For sure, man. I mean, yeah, I want Saquon to retire with the Giants jersey on. But I'm gonna I'll try to get to some more callers now. Anything else you want to say?
I just want to give a shout out to you, to your channel. You do a lot of great work, bro, and just keep it up, man.
I appreciate that, man.
All the subscribers supporters will keep coming.
Yeah.
Definitely. You're definitely put out good content. You're a good dude, man. I'm glad I found your channel, man.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you being my first caller for 2 streams in a row, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
I was trying to get that in for a second. I was like, damn, this shit's not even working. And then suddenly after I typed in the last few, it popped up. I was like,
all right, man.
All right, bro. Be safe, man.
All right, man. You too. Good night.
Good night, man.
I feel like Ramon for a little bit. I know Ramon.
Here's the thing: I didn't even notice that that if you guys talk, he wouldn't be able to hear you unless he had the stream.
I realized that too. So I was like,
so if you guys want, I don't know how else to do it, but if you guys want to say something, I guess just let me know and I'll relay the message. I'll relay the message.
But have to work this on.
Don't worry, guys. Once I get the new computer and OBS starts working, don't worry. I'll be okay.
Hey, are you gonna build it or just buy a new one? Because I really think you should build it, man.
I don't have the money. I don't have the funds to build one, man.
It's cheaper to build one than to buy one.
No, I'm just gonna buy a basic one. You want for like $1,000? I'm not gonna buy it.
It's cheaper to build one.
I don't even know how to build one.
It's cheaper to build one. It's cheaper to build one, but
it's easy to build
it. But he's not really tech savvy.
It's crazy easy. I'll tell you about this later. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you build one.
The snap-ons.
I'm gonna have you build one. It's way cheaper and it's not hard.
All right, guys. If you guys want to call in, go ahead and hit that.
I have an actual Skype phone number. Do you want to use that so people can like just call in with their phones instead of having to call in with Skype? I have an actual phone number for Skype.
You want me to? So you want me to log out on this, or how do I do that?
You can log in on my account if you want. I don't care.
For Chris, he's gonna have to call on Hangouts because he said he don't have Skype on phone.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. We're having some people having trouble because you have to I think they have to add you on Skype. You have to accept their friend request on Skype, and then they can receive.
Oh no, they could just call me. But the thing is, you're right. They can't call from like the phone.
Yeah.
The phone number, their own phone. So I'll just okay, I'll do that then.
I would say like to have like you know like text free or something.
Yeah, I can get email my login stuff for Skype. I have an actual phone number that they can just call in at, and it has unlimited minutes right now, I think, too. So
okay, cool. So I'll sign out of this. All right, guys, account change. Here we go. All right, so go ahead. What's the account?
Okay, well, I'm gonna say it out loud. Let me text it to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, say the password through here too.
Yeah. I make sure you say the password really loud.
Yeah, spell it out.
Okay.
Make sure you say everything.
Here it is. Okay, there's the email and the password. I just texted you. Jzach In The Redzone. I can't find when the boys play the G-Men next season anywhere. Do you have a clue when we play? No, I try not to just because I get angry anytime I see that on the schedule. I hate the Cowboys, I swear. I hate them. I'm trying to call in. It's not working. Yeah, don't worry, man, guys. We're going to go ahead and set up. We're going to give you an actual phone number that you can call in with your phone, so you can call us anytime. I was going to say, if you want, I can take the phone call, put it on my mic, but I know this is your podcast. I don't want to have that. It'd be weird.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. Let's see.
It'd be weird. I'm over here taking the calls. I actually need to install Skype on my phone.
All right, we're going to get this going.
That's why Ray's smart. He go to college.
But if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you guys are enjoying the stream right now, we're going through the motions, but we're going through the motions together. You guys are witnessing some history, you know. So here we go. Get that password. His password, guys, is I hate Dwayne. So
it's I hate Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, it's I hate Dwayne.
In the email is Montez Sweat sucks at yahoo.com.
Oh man.
Jzach, you in high school or something? No, sir. I'm in college. I'm 21. Me and Kim both the same age. Yeah. I'm in college and I'm working full time at T-Mobile now. It's my new job. What up? A sales representative.
All right, guys. So go ahead and call in. What's the number, Jzach?
Should say right there. I'll post the number here in the chat. I'll say it out and then I'll post it. The Skype number is 281-968-2338.
So when you guys call, you'll see Jzach's pretty face on the profile, but you'll be calling me. So sorry to disappoint you guys.
There's the phone number to call in for Skype, everybody.
So go ahead and call that number.
Verizon. That was his password. Huh? Chris goes, I would have called you a liar if that wasn't his password.
All right, so we're getting our first call. All right, our second call here.
Hello.
All right, now you are on the Undrafted Analyst. Who's this?
It's Chris.
Hey, what's going on, Chris? What's going on, my friend?
What's going on, Jzach? No, I figured I'd call in. I got another 15 minutes before I got to close out at the shop. So I could talk to you guys for about 15 minutes or shorter. You know, I'm sure you want to get other people on there. But no, I just wanted to call in, talk some draft with you, talk some Giants football. You guys are doing a great job on the show. You really are.
For sure, man. For sure. I'm happy you called in, man. What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? Well, I want to talk about you guys were going over, like, who you would take, like, at number 6. Like, I would never trade up for Kyler Murray. I think that's
I'm in completely agreement with you, yes.
Fight me.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Completely agree.
I take it.
We have way too many holes, and I think you could wait. I think you could wait until next year to get a quarterback, or I know Jzach's going to probably pull his hair out, take Haskins at 6.
Just the sound of it drives me crazy.
I'm starting to really believe that the Cardinals are full of smoke, and I think there's a good chance they don't take Murray.
Wow.
I think so too.
But even if they don't, I think they still have to trade up because I think the Raiders would take him at 4.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I don't think they let Kyler go at 4.
No.
I honestly think Oakland Raiders, the Raiders would not do that.
Yeah, Raiders.
But yeah, they're definitely gonna pull the trigger.
Everything I've read, it's showing that the Raiders have interest in possibly trading up to acquire him. And you know, John Gruden loves every quarterback he's ever seen.
He's like Jameis Winston.
He does have interest in Murray, so I say we pass on Murray, and I'm starting to really believe the approach of fill all the other holes this year and worry about quarterback next year. That I think is the safest approach at this point. If they're not going to take Haskins at 6, just take defense. Take defense at 6. take either a right tackle or a corner or another defensive play, another pass rusher at 17, and then just take best available player at one of our needs at 37. I think that's the best approach.
Ask Chris this.
I think draft night, I would be happiest, actually, not if they trade up, if they trade down. If they could find a suitor like the Bengals, for example, and move down to 11 and get pick 42 with it, along with like a future second, which is comparable to what the Bills gave up last year to move up to get Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a good trade for the Giants, because then you could go at 11. You're probably going to get a guy like, I don't know, a Rashawn Gary or a Brian Burns. 17 or Ed Oliver maybe. 17 you could double up on defense, or you could go on a pass rusher, or you could go corner with like a DeAndre Baker, and then you get one of your offensive linemen at 37, and then you get another pass rusher, or if you didn't take a corner already at 17, you take a corner at 43. So you could fill so many holes if they're able to trade down.
Yeah, I'm really of the belief right now. My best option right now I want for the Giants is to trade down. If our guys aren't there, like a Devin White or a maybe even if Devin White's still on the board, I probably might even trade down still, because you still have some better inside linebackers on the board that you can grab up later on. But I mean, if a guy like Quinnen Williams doesn't drop, Josh Allen or Nick Bosa, I said Kyler Murray. No, not Kyler. I'd probably still trade down and get a guy.
No!
I'd still probably trade down and get and build my team, Jzach. I don't know if you probably can't hear Jzach right now, but he's catching an aneurysm right now. But
hold on, ask Chris this. Ask Chris this. Again, and I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm playing devil's advocate.
I mean, I'm of the belief if the first 5 go how most people think it would go, which means Josh Allen's gone, Bosa's gone, Quinnen Williams is gone, and Devin White's gone, along with Kyler Murray.
Trade down. Or John Williams.
Pretty much, I mean, from 6 to like 10 or 11, all those guys I have clumped together. Like, I'd probably prefer Ed Oliver, but I don't have him that much higher than like a Brian Burns or Montez Sweat or a Calais Farrell or an Ed Oliver. Like, so, like, if I'm I would look to trade down there. If I could trade down to 11, I think that's the right approach in that scenario. Now, if Quinnen Williams falls to 6, you run up to the podium.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm not wasting any time with that pick.
I'm taking Kyler over Quinlan if they're there.
But I'm just saying, in worst case scenario, that's the first
he's that good, man.
Not going Haskins, I think the best approach is to trade down if they can. You have to find somebody who wants to trade up, but that would be the approach I would take if I were the Giants in that specific situation. I don't think White's going to get past 5. I think he's going to go to the Bucs. Mm-hmm. And then the other question I had that I haven't had in any of my mocks, what do you think of Bush at 17?
Love it. I've seen that one time. I've seen that one time that somebody had, and it wasn't a Giants fan, but one time, I don't remember where I saw it from, but they had Devin Bush going to at 17. I'm like, wow, I never thought of that. I never thought of that, and I actually wouldn't mind that whatsoever. I think it's a good idea.
But I think that's a good pick.
Because a lot of people are thinking White of 6, but I mean, I prefer White to Bush. I think he has a higher ceiling, but Bush is a very good player. If you can get him at 17, that might make sense. Say you're able to get an Oliver at 6 or whoever, and then get a Bush at 17, then you kind of go, then I think you got to pigeonhole. You force yourself to go right tackle at 37. That's the only problem there. And then at 37, you're hoping for a riser. If he's not there, probably Greg Little's the next best available, even though a lot of people don't want to hear that.
No.
Over Little if Reisner was gone, because I'm anticipating Dillard will be gone, and obviously Cody Ford, Juwan Taylor, those guys, those guys will be gone.
Mark Sharping them or Elton Jenkins.
But yeah, you had a question, Jzach, for Chris. What do you want to say?
Yes. Ask him this, and I'm going to be playing devil's advocate here because I said the same thing last year. He says focus on all the pieces except quarterback this year. How are you going to do that? You don't know where we're going to be picking next year. We have a very, very easy schedule. If we load up on defense.
Yeah, no, I'm going to relay the question back to you.
So tell him we can load up on defense next year. Our defense could be really good. We have an easy schedule. Our offensive line got better, right? So we could end up having a pretty higher record season this next year. We pick low, then we're not in a position to get a quarterback. There's no promise you can trade up to get one for next year. So ask him this. He says get a quarterback next year, but there's no guarantee that we'll be in position to get a quarterback next year.
Okay, so to make a long story short, he's saying that we don't know where we're going to be picking next year, as far as, building the team now and then getting a quarterback next year. Yeah, the same. I think we've all kind of asked this question before. We don't know where we're going to be picking next year. He's asking, what's the primary question you're asking, Jzach?
How can you say we'll get one next year? You don't know what we'll do next year.
By saying that, it's what I've said, and why I would think about taking Haskins at 6 is we don't know where we're going to be picking next year, and we have an opportunity to take a quarterback this year. Now, in the trade down scenario, though, that I just described, you're picking up more ammunition. You're getting an additional second-round pick in next year's draft, so that's more assets that you could potentially trade up to get a quarterback if you're not in the position to take them the following year. But that's why I'm all for taking Haskins in this year's draft for the exact reason he just described. I don't think Murray's going to be there. And me personally, I'm not giving up the farm for a quarterback that has the questions he does. As athletically gifted he is, he still has question marks for me. I'm not trading up to get him. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not trading up for Murray. Not trading up for Haskins, not for any quarterback in here.
You're both hurting me. You're both hurting me personally. I'm taking this personally.
Yeah, Jzach's ready to explode, man.
You guys hurt me, man. I never thought y'all do me like this, man.
Jzach loves Murray, man.
I love him so much.
I'm not the biggest Murray guy. If he falls to 6, I'll be fine with it. If he's their guy and they want to take him at 6, I'm fine with it. If they trade up, I'm going to be upset. I don't want them trading up for any quarterback in this year's draft.
All right, one more question. Ask him this. Let's say we trade up for Kyler. We give up 2 seconds and our 6 for Kyler. What does he do if this year Kyler becomes like a godsend?
Yeah, he's asking another question. Hold on. Say that again, Jzach.
Would he still be upset if we traded up for Kyler and Kyler becomes like a godsend? Like amazing.
I mean that's an easy.
Ask him that.
Okay. He's asking, and I think he's just trying to trap you in this question here, but to make you like Kyler. But he's saying, say we trade up for Kyler, and he's actually like a godsend, like he's the best quarterback ever. I mean, would you still be mad at that?
Of course not.
He was just trying to trap. Yeah, he was just trying to trap you and say, just have you speak on the whole trading for Kyler in a positive sense.
Of course not. If he's a god, I mean, you could say about any quarterback. I'll say the same thing to him. If we trade up for Haskins and he's a godsend, would he be upset about that?
Oh, okay. Yes. He said yes. Oh God.
Because I was wrong.
He's just petty. He's just petty, Chris.
Yeah, of course. If he turns out to be a franchise top 5-6 quarterback, of course he's worth that price. But a lot of times they're not. And to me, and I see why people like Kyler Murray, and I completely agree with what Jzach said earlier. First, I don't remember who said it, but to compare him to Johnny Football is ridiculous. Kyler Murray can throw the football. He has a very strong arm. I get the comparison in the sense that they both run, but like he said, it was like watching backyard football when you watch Johnny Manziel play. This guy has a structure to his game. He's a traditional quarterback in terms of that. I think he is capable of throwing in the pocket. I don't know if he will be as successful in throwing in the pocket at the NFL level. That's just my personal opinion. But I do see why people like him. I still don't love the guy's height at the NFL. Nobody's ever succeeded at that height before. I'm not saying he can't do it, and I think he can do it over a short period of time. I worry about injuries, like I've said from the beginning. Long term, I think he could be unbelievable for 3 to 5 years. I don't know if he's going to hold up long term. That's my worry with him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a possibility he might be the lightest quarterback we've seen that
he's heavier than Russell Wilson.
He's not heavier than Russell Wilson.
At the combine, he registered in heavier than Russell Wilson is right now.
He gained weight for the combine. There's no way he's as heavy as Russell Wilson.
But because he weighed in at like 210, 215. Or something like that. He weighed in heavier than Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, he's just saying that Russell Wilson was lighter than him. But I don't know. I don't know what his official weight is, but I just see Russell Wilson just looks so much bigger.
He's chunky.
Yeah, he's a chunky dude. I mean, I think he could take a hit better than Kyler can.
I mean, either way, that's the person that people who love Kyler Murray will always say. They'll say Russell Wilson did it, and they're right. There's only been one Russell Wilson in the history of football, and Russell Wilson came into the perfect situation.
Oh my God.
Perfect situation. He had
Yeah.
all-world defense where they only had to run the football basically, and he was a game manager.
Yeah.
The Giants are not going to have that situation for Kyler Murray.
Yeah, the whole offense is going to revolve around him.
I don't know if that offensive line gets better, we can utilize Saquon more often.
He's not going to be able to manage games like Russell Wilson did early in his career. And I'm not saying Russell Wilson's that way now. Russell Wilson me, last year, should have gotten more consideration for the MVP than he did. He was fantastic.
Yeah, he was great.
Behind that Seattle offensive line, it was horrible. But I'm not saying he can't be Russell Wilson. I just think there's only been one Russell Wilson. You know, it's asking a lot. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not saying it can't happen. I just wouldn't trade up for him.
That's something I agree with you too. That you mentioned that there's only one Russell Wilson. We really haven't seen
only one Kyler Murray. Okay, you better
oh gosh, we really haven't seen another Russell Wilson type like that. And for another Russell Wilson type to show up in a draft, I mean, we've got to be skeptical of it because you know Russell Wilson is a one in a lifetime type player. So it's hard to see another player like Russell Wilson come into the league. But you're exactly right, Chris.
Dude, I'm gonna cry if I spit all this crap about Kyler Murray and he's sucking.
I'm not trying to insinuate that's impossible. I'm just not my type of quarterback. But I'll be smiles if they take him at 6. I'll be completely fine with that. If they trade up, you're gonna see Bad Dog very happy.
Me and Bad Dog are sitting there crying.
yeah. Me and Chris are very similar in our thoughts, and then Jzach and Bad Dog are just butt buddies over there with Kyler Murray.
But I didn't mean to take up all your time. I got to get going anyway for work. But I just want to say, keep up the great work. I love what you're doing.
Hello.
You hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you now.
No. I was just saying I gotta get ready to close out for work. But I just want to say thank you for having me on and keep up the great work on your channel. And hoping we get to work together soon. My work schedule makes things tight, but hopefully we get to work together soon. All 3 of us. I would love to do something. Actually, I brought it up in the chat. I don't know if you saw. I would love to do something either on your channel, my channel, whatever. The day after day 1, like before day 2 takes place. Maybe we recap day 1 if you're interested in doing that.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, man. Let's do it. I'm all for it.
All right, man. Let me run though. I keep up the great work, man.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in, man.
You got it, buddy.
All right. All right, guys, that was Chris from The Entertainer talking sports. Make sure you guys go sub to the guy. I mean, he does phenomenal work. This dude puts in, I mean, he's 25/8 with how much production and how much time he puts into his channel. You got to give him credit. That's Chris from The Entertainer talking sports. I'm sure you guys know it. Everybody knows him. Everybody in this chat knows him.
He's not, he's not always super smart, obviously, because he doesn't think Kyler Murray's a god. But we love him anyway.
Oh God. Yeah, Chris, and especially he does this. This guy does his research before he makes videos. Like,
yeah, he does.
Chris will lay down his statistics. He's not going to talk out of his butt all the time. So I respect Chris in so many aspects, man. But if anybody else wants to call in, Jzach just put the number in. Make sure you guys call in that number. You guys can use your own mobile phone, or your house phone, or your rotary phone, whatever type of phone you have, your pay phone. Go ahead and run down the block if you live in certain cities. Put that quarter in there and call in. There was a couple of guys you wanted to call in. Who was that?
Yeah, we love Chris. He's not always the smartest guy because he's in the Kyler Murray's freaking awesome. But besides that, we love Chris.
Who was the guy you wanted to call in, Jzach?
I wanted to call in?
No, who was the guy you wanted to call in? So you said somebody to call in. Oh, somebody's calling in. All right.
Hello.
All right, what's going on? You're on the Undrafted Analysts. Who's this? Hello? Yes, sir. This is.
Is this Kid Blue?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kid Blue, this is Bob from Lamont. How you doing?
What's going on, man?
Good. You doing good?
Yeah, man. How about you?
Good. I want the Giants to pick up Russell Wilson. Do you?
You want the Giants to pick up Russell Wilson? I mean, in a dream world, a perfect world, then yes. But you got to be thinking about the whole contract situation with Russell Wilson. He wants to get paid $40 million a year, and I think that's a absurd amount of money. But I mean, in a perfect world, hell yeah,
Yeah, that would be good. I hope they do pick him up. But you do a great channel too yourself. Who's that guy on the bottom left? Who's that guy?
Bottom left, Jzach. You talking about Jzach, the curly hair, the one waving right now?
Yeah, who's that guy on the right? He's on the right with the glasses.
Or the yeah, Jzach. You talking about Jzach?
That's me.
Yeah, where's he from, New York?
Jzach, the one with the glasses,
No
he lives in
New York.
Texas.
Do not disrespect New York like that.
Oh, he's a Giants fan too?
Yeah, he's a Giants fan
from?
that lives in Texas, so he gets a lot of hate. You know, he's a survivor. Yeah, he has to. He has to walk every day.
The other guy, Ramon.
Yeah, Ramon. Yeah.
He's from New York, right?
Yeah, he lives in New York.
You pronounced
right
my
now,
name
yeah.
right. Give him a round of applause, guys.
Yeah, he's from the Bronx.
Ramon.
You know I like to talk. You know that kid Blue. I never shut up. Hey, Chris is in the talk. Do you see Chris? You just talked to Chris, huh?
Yeah, just talk to Chris.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, Chris is great, man. Chris is great.
And you live in Florida, right? You said?
Yeah, I live in Florida right now.
Yeah, I'm from Vermont. Too cold up here.
Really?
You are awesome, kid Blue.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. Yeah.
Do you deliver mail or something?
Yeah, I'm a mailman.
And you tricked me on. I fell for your thing on April Fool's Day.
Really, really on the Josh Rosen trade.
What was that joke again? What was that one that you did on April 1st?
Oh, I said that we traded for Josh Rosen.
Yes, that's the one. Yes.
Yeah, yep.
Chris was laughing at me. Hey, you know that guy Mark Israel?
Mark Israel. Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. He goes to Chris's channel.
I don't recognize the
He
name.
made fun at me the other day on Chris's channel, and Chris was laughing at me too. Chris had some nerve laughing when he did that.
Well, why was that? Why was he laughing?
He picked on the way I talk, you know, because I always ask stupid questions, like sometimes, you know.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
It's Chris. He was laughing. So it's nice talking to you.
Nice talking
guys,
to you.
It was nice talking to you guys too.
Yeah.
David.
Now you can't hear them, but they're saying thank you. They're saying.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay. Well, you guys have a great day in Texas and the Bronx.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
You any more often?
Yeah. Live. I go on every Tuesday. It's on a Thursday this week because I had to postpone it. But this is just a postponed day. But it's every Tuesday.
What time on Tuesday?
7:00 every Tuesday.
Okay, I'll call in. You take calls in too, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll call you on Tuesday.
All right, no problem, man. Looking forward to it.
Okay, have a great weekend, guys.
All right, man. You too. Let's go Giants. Yep. Oh, I didn't mean to hang up on him.
It's like one more thing. He's like, hey, I have one more thing to ask. Click.
Yeah, my bad, man. Somebody's calling in. All right, we got another one. Back to back.
Too. It's weird.
Huh?
It's weird. Whenever you're getting those calls, they don't pop up on my computer, which is weird.
Because I run it now. I'm the captain now.
Oh, gosh. It's probably Yankees.
All right, what's going on? Oh, hold on. All right, what's going on? You're on the Undrafted Analysts. Who's this?
What is up? This is Cushman.
Oh, God.
Cushman. What's going on, man? Hey, Cushman. If you guys don't know, my guy Cushman is making a cooking channel, okay?
Oh, God.
A cooking channel. My guy's making a cooking channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to him for that.
I'm in.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow of, so I'm making, I believe at the moment, I think I'm going to make breakfast tacos.
You're going to make breakfast tacos?
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Oh my God! All right, man. Is it on a different channel? It's on a different channel than yours?
Yeah, it's on a different channel. Check my most recent video. I made like an update video, and I left the link in the description.
Gotcha. So everybody that is interested in some cooking and some baseball, some Yankees baseball, go ahead and subscribe to my guy Cushman.
I do all baseball. However, I am a big Yankees fan.
Yes, he does all baseball. I'm still waiting for that baseball 101 for dummies because I need that. I need that video.
I'm showing like a full-on series, just like explaining like not necessarily basic things, but just like a little bit basic things, but just like yeah. Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna be your number one supporter on that, man, because I need to learn. I'm over here trying to watch these games. I don't understand what's going on sometimes. I got the basic gist of it, but I just got to learn more of the rules and all that other stuff that everybody watches for. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I need to learn the players.
Yeah, you can't go with Chris and be a Mets.
Oh, I'm already a Yankees fan. I mean, my whole family is a Yankees fan. I used to go to Yankees games growing up, so I'm a Yankees fan. You know, I'm not going to get into that.
I'm an Astros guy, bro.
Gotcha. Chris, don't even try. He's already a Yankees fan.
Yeah. Chris can't get me. Chris can't get me. He's a Mets fan, but he's not going to take me on that side. Oh man. So what do you want to talk about, man?
Nothing. I just wanted to talk about the draft a bit.
Okay.
And yeah, so like I like Kyler Murray, and I don't know why people have such a huge problem with him. It's just a lot of. I feel like it's just like I know you don't personally. You just say like you won't trade up for him, but like you like take it at 6. I know from you, but I feel like it's just a lot of preconceived notions about like the quarterback needs to be tall and like blah 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 blah. But the thing is this guy's proven at every level he's played at that he's competent enough, and I believe that he's just going to do the same exact thing in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean I agree. I agree with the fact that I mean he is the best as a quarterback. He's the best quarterback in this draft. I mean his throwing mechanics are great arm, fantastic accuracy. His footwork is great. His dual threat ability is just a cherry on top to it. I think what people are just worried about, I don't know, people are just scared of a smaller quarterback. And I'll be honest, I was the same way. I know we talk about Russell Wilson. I know we talk about a lot of these other smaller type quarterbacks like Drew Brees. But I'm just scared of getting a quarterback that we already have these questions about him. I just don't want them to come true. Am I really biased? Am I really biased against Kyler Murray? Not really. Like if we draft him, I'm all for it. I'll support the guy, you know, till he, you know, whether he hits the ceiling or reaches his floor. I mean, it reaches the ceiling or hits the floor. But you know, I'm just scared of my previous questions coming true. That's all.
All right. You see, so like the thing is also Kyler Murray, I feel like has the intangibles that you can't just like measure at a combine. Like when I look at it, for example, a guy like Baker Mayfield, for example, he had intangibles that you couldn't just like write down on paper. Kyler Murray, like I describe it as he has ice in his veins. He won't like I just feel like he in his mind won't listen to haters, and he's just gonna like there's certain things that you just can't measure about a player, especially as a quarterback.
Yeah, and on top of that, his work ethic and his that he hates to he doesn't give in games. We seen that Alabama game; they were getting absolutely smoked in that game, and he was performing pretty bad. What's that?
Yeah, he almost brought them back to life.
Exactly. Exactly. They were getting blown out in that game by halftime, and they came back and they didn't win it, but I mean they got damn close.
Yeah, I believe the score was 35-43 or something.
I think it was higher than that, if I'm not mistaken. Was it higher than that?
Which should score that many points off the Alabama defense is pretty good.
Yeah, I know. I mean, just scoring 3 touchdowns on the Alabama defense is an accomplishment. So, yeah. All right, man. So,
huh? Never mind. What were you gonna say?
No. Go ahead and add that.
And I just I think and I know Jzach, for example, I can't hear you. I actually like Haskins actually quite a bit. If they take him at 6, I have no problem. And even in a scenario where let's just say Murray goes number 1, I can't think of the exact scenario, but let's just say Haskins, and then let's just say Josh Allen was there at 6. Let's just say in theory.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind taking Haskins at 6, even if a guy like a Josh Allen or like or something like someone else is there.
Really? That's interesting.
Murray, because I'm not even saying I'd agree with it, but I'd understand it certainly. But for me, if Murray, the Giants got the number 1 pick in the draft, and I would take Kyler Murray.
Wow. Oh, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, anybody would really, if they need a quarterback, they're going to take Kyler Murray. But Jzach, did you hear that? He said
I did.
He said he was going to take Dwayne Haskins over Josh Allen.
I was a fan of Kush, and I can't be anymore.
So first is Quinn Williams.
Second is Nick Bosa. 3 is Josh Allen. And then 4 might be Kyler Murray. And when you consider that he's a quarterback, that is very I would take him, as I mentioned, I would take him, if the Giants had the first overall pick, I would take him number 1 overall. And I know a lot of people get on the Cardinals for potentially taking number 1 overall. I think it would be stupid for them not to at least consider taking Kyler Murray number 1 overall. That's how good I think he is.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying it would be stupid not to do it, but I think it would be stupid not to working out and then have extensive interviews. If you have the number 1 overall pick, as long as your quarterback isn't, as long as you're not the Browns and you have Baker Mayfield or the Chiefs and you have Mahomes, I think it would be stupid to at least not consider Kyler Murray.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely considerable. And that's why there's just a whole bunch of articles right now, a whole bunch of sources saying that Arizona is really willing to shop Josh Rosen, get rid of him, and bring in Kyler Murray, being that Cliff Kingsbury is so obsessed with him. He made that known before he was the Arizona Cardinals head coach. So, I mean, it's a huge possibility, but now we're getting some stories now that maybe it's all smoke. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. If I had to bet, I know Entertainer said the opposite, but I had to bet, I still think the Cardinals are taking him number 1. If I had to bet. I'm less sure of it, but there was a point in time where I was 95. I would even call it. As soon as as soon as they hired Cliff Kingsbury and the old coach came out, and people were still there's no way you're actually taking him number 1. That was just him praising someone else. I was saying I would not be shocked if Cliff Kingsbury somehow convinces them to take Murray number 1 overall. But I'm a little less sure of it now, and I was even one that was all aboard the Murray number 1 hype train before a lot of other people were.
Oh, okay. Well, if they take Murray number 1, then you have that credibility then.
Yeah. And I believe, I don't know if he remembers, there was one time on Entertainment stream where I kept telling him there's a chance, I really feel like there's a chance that the Cardinals take Kyler Murray. Because I felt like it was too similar to Baker Mayfield, where it was just a guy there was people, the same thing goes for Baker Mayfield last year. There were people when Kyler Murray officially entered for the draft, there were most mocks had him going in the top in the first round but there were analysts, for example, that argued that he shouldn't have been a first round pick. Now we're talking about this guy going number 1.
Exactly. All right, man. So I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up. See if anybody else wants to call. Anything else you want to say before?
Not really. Just thank you for letting me call in, I guess, and thank you for joining my channel, because I saw you join my channel, and that meant a lot, because you're one of my favorite Giants YouTubers.
I appreciate that, man. That definitely that definitely warms the heart, man. It warms my heart.
And by the way, I just need to throw this one question: how do you get such nice skin?
How do I get a nice what?
You got nice skin.
I can't. A nice
about your skin. He said nice.
Oh, nice skin. Oh, thank you. It's clean, clear, beautiful cover girl. You know, but
stupid.
You did not just saying clean cover girl. I swear to God, bro. I ain't never going to this damn podcast again. I cannot believe you just said that. My God.
But listen, I just never get pimples, man. I never get any blemishes or nothing like that. My skin just stays shiny, stays beautiful.
The second you get a zit, I'm gonna let you know. I'm telling you, bro.
No, when I get pimples, all right, Cushman. All right, man. See ya.
There's a secret recipe he uses, but it can't be.
I'm telling you, when I get pimples, I scrape. Listen, as soon as they exist, as soon as they're born, I'm like scraping it off, man. I never let it get to that point where it just sticks out. I don't do that. I stay in the shower until it comes right off, man. But it doesn't spread. Everybody says when you scrape it, it spreads. No, it doesn't. And you know what's funny? My face is oily, so that makes no sense. It makes no sense. My face is oily.
My gosh.
Listen, he has a secret recipe, but it cannot be spoken about. All right.
Yes, it's whale urine. No, it's fine.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so we'll wait around for a couple more callers. I know the the views are dropping a little bit, so I guess everybody's getting ready for bed or things like that. So we'll wrap this up in just a few minutes. If anybody else wants to call, go ahead and call in. Jzach, if you would copy and paste that one more time.
Yeah.
So they can get the number, and if we don't receive a call, we'll just wrap it up. And whoever calls in, I guess you'll be our last caller. Just gonna wrap this up. I'm starving. So. But yeah, guys, good stream. I appreciate you guys joining in. The chat was rolling. You guys were awesome. Chris called in, Mike Nixon, a bunch of other guys, Cushman. You guys are great. I'm trying to read the chat now. I haven't read it in a while, actually. Talking sports with Bob from Vermont. My guy, Bobby. Bro, we should just trade our second round pick for Rosen. But here's the thing. I don't want to just flat out trade it for Rosen because, I mean, I wouldn't mind us doing that, but I would still want to trade down so we can acquire another second round pick. And then so we trade for Rosen and we still have a second round pick. I mean, that's just probably a perfect scenario there. I would call in, but I have no Skype account. You don't need one, man. You just type in that number on your phone and you call in.
Type in your phone.
Yep.
Here's my thing about Rosen. Like, I like Rosen, right? But I would rather have Kyler. I think Kyler's a lot better than Rosen. Obviously.
I mean, anybody would, but for the value.
I know, but hold on. Yeah. So what I'm saying is so that's the one thing about Rosen, right? Rosen's really good, but I think Kyler's way better, right? But then when it comes to, I think about Rosen, I think about a quarterback I can get next year. I think there's quarterbacks in next year's draft who are once again a lot better than Rosen. Like Tua, I think is a lot better than Rosen. Jake Fromm might be a little better than Rosen. I don't know. I know a lot of people aren't Jake Fromm guys. I need to watch more tape on him before I really make a decision on Jake Fromm. But that's my thing. Is like I think there's quarterbacks I can get next year's draft who are actually better than Rosen. Yeah. Like I know the value is there, but at the same time, it's like when it comes to my quarterback, I'm one of those guys who actually doesn't care about value. I care more about what I like, just pure what I'm getting. Right? I'll sacrifice. I mean, you guys have seen this already. I'll give up almost the barn if it means I can get my stud quarterback who's going to be my cornerstone for the next 10 years plus. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of those guys.
So this is what I'm hearing. So you get rid of Saquon Barkley, Evan Engram, and all these guys. Listen, this is what I'm hearing because there's somebody I forgot who wrote it that y'all disagreed with.
That's Yankee. He's kind of
Yankee. Okay. So I feel like y'all have similar views on that. You'll get rid of Saquon for Kyler Murray.
He wants to get rid of everybody just for picks. I'm talking about for the specific player. And I wouldn't give up the whole team. I would just give up a lot of picks.
Yeah. All right.
Like, I wouldn't give up players who are already established. Well, not a lot of players who are already established. I would want to give up players who could I would rather give up picks. Like I value my play. I value a player who's already established more than I do a player who's not established, if that makes any sense at all.
All right. So let me give you a scenario. Let's say Kyler Murray becomes the quarterback that you said he is, God sent and everything, right?
Yeah.
And let's say Saquon's career is going to become that. He's going to be one of the best running backs in the league.
Yeah.
Or in history. Would you trade or would you get rid of Saquon for Kyler Murray?
If I know that both of them are going to be one of the best in history at their position? Yeah, easy. Quarterbacks are way more valuable than running backs, easily. If Kyler Murray is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in history and Saquon Barkley is going to be one of the best running backs in history, that's the easiest trade I've ever made in my life. Easy swap.
No, but listen. No, I'm not saying Kyler Murray is going to be the best quarterback in history. I'm saying he's going to be a God-sent quarterback like you said.
Yeah, but easily.
But
if Kyler Murray becomes a consistent top 10 quarterback in the NFL, like every year that he's in the NFL, he's a top 10 quarterback, right? Yeah. But then Saquon Barkley becomes the best running back of all time, I would still take Kyler Murray or Saquon Barkley. I love Saquon Barkley. He's my favorite player in the NFL right now, playing my favorite position in football. But I do not value the running back that much. You cannot value a running back that much more than a quarterback. A quarterback is that much more valuable than a running back. Trust me, that's a very hard trade for me to make because, like I just said, favorite position in football, favorite player in the NFL, playing my favorite position in football on my favorite freaking team. So that is very, very hard for me to do, but it's a decision I have to make every single day of the week because quarterback is that much more important. Running back, as much as I want to say it, is one of the least important positions in football.
Whoa, it is not.
I didn't say the least. I didn't say the least. I said
not even close to the least.
Yeah, I don't think it's top 5. I don't think it's top 5.
It's needed. I'd say it's needed. Listen, the whole reason, and Mike Nixon, we're getting ready to wrap it up anyway, so it's fine. You don't need to call in again. So here's the thing. To me, quarterback is in its own league. It's of course, it's the hardest position to play in any kind of sport. So it's obviously the most important.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave that alone there. But besides edge rusher and besides cornerback, I'd say running back is right there to the most important.
Offensive line? Offensive line.
Oh, of course, offensive line, of course.
Offensive line.
Yes.
Defensive line.
Yes.
Interior defensive line. Linebacker. Wide receiver.
No, not linebacker. No,
dude.
Not linebacker.
You cannot value
serious?
the running back more than you value interior defensive
Of course, I'd rather look at a running back is the reason why teams are not one-dimensional. If you see any type of high-powered offense, they have a running game. Let me
ask you this.
It opens up. Hold on. The running game opens up the passing game. It allows
I agree.
Play action.
I agree.
All those other things.
I agree.
So I think having a decent running back, a decent running back, or any kind of running back that is high tier is
I'm talking about an elite running back. Here's the thing: I would rather have an elite offensive line and a mid-tier running back than an elite running back and a mid-tier offensive line.
Oh, I'd agree.
That's why I value offensive line way before I do running back.
Yeah, but the whole narrative that people like before Todd Gurley was drafted, there would have been a couple years that the running backs weren't drafted in the first round, and then there was that conversation that is running back is it even an important position anymore? And I would say yes. I would say
I don't think it. Yeah, but I don't think it's not important. I just don't think it's as important as people like to believe it is.
Okay, I don't think anybody believes it's important. Nobody believes that.
There's a lot of people who think it's a really important position.
All right, let's see if we agree on this. What is the least important position? I'm gonna say mine first. Fullback.
Oh no, fullback. Yeah, no, I'm with you on fullback.
Well, I mean, fullback is really a position? Like some teams don't even have a fullback.
Vontae Leach was the last real fullback in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't even know who
Vontae Leach was the last really valuable fullback in the NFL.
Who would be
Vontae Leach? He was the guy.
Who would be? Well, I mean, what position would be the least important? I think
it's fullback, either that or puncher.
No, like skill position, like on the offense and defense besides fullback, because I don't really want to consider fullback.
Tight end.
And
I'm going tight end every day of the week. Tight end.
Yeah. And I'd say
that's why I don't believe in drafting tight ends in the first round.
Yeah, I'd say after tight end, I would say safety.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, man.
Do you see how many?
Dude, you know how important Earl Thomas is to the Legion of Boom?
Oh, of course. No, if you have a great safety, yes, it's great.
Oh, wait, so are we comparing mid-tier positions? So are we saying every position is like mid-tier level? Which one's more important? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as value goes, because to me,
which safety? I think free safety is a lot more valuable than strong safety is.
I don't know. Any safety really, it doesn't matter. But I would say, I would say. I don't know because when you see like cornerbacks now, like older cornerbacks, they just go right to safety and say, "Hey, just be back there." Be back there. That shows the unimportance of a safety. I mean, nowadays, obviously you're gonna stretch the field down and stuff like that, but you have a lot of cornerbacks that follow the wide receiver. So safety to me,
William Duncan says, "Would you trade Saquon Barkley for the Chiefs' next 3 first-round picks?" No.
No. The Chiefs are going to be choosing.
I know that's the thing. That's because it's the Chiefs. If it was like a really garbage team like the Cardinals, I would actually take that, which is insane. I would take that. I would take if the Cardinals are going to give us their next 3 first-round picks, I would take them for Saquon Barkley.
Give us David Johnson and 2 first-round picks.
No. I'm cool with Wayne Gallman in 3 firsts. I'm cool with Wayne Gallman in 3 firsts.
No, I'm not cool with Wayne Gallman as my starting guy.
I think he's underrated.
I think he's a great complimentary back. I think he can get a good 400, 500 yards as a second back, not a first. But all right, guys, we're gonna get ready to wrap this up now. Great stream, fantastic stream. Movie critic, Arizona will be better next year. You watch. I mean, you can't get any worse. I mean, that's an obvious statement. You can't get any worse. I mean, their team was at butt cheeks, man. I mean, how many?
I think the Raiders were the worst team in the league last year. I think the Cardinals
they had like 13 sacks on defense.
I think the Raiders are the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals were just screwed over by injuries, but Oakland was. I mean, they had no excuse. But their roster is terrible. But we're gonna wrap this up, guys. Great stream. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys tune in every Tuesday. Like I said, this just so happens to be on a Thursday, but every Tuesday for the Undrafted Analysts podcast. It will be every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, maybe 7:15 if I get home from work late and I need to set up some things up. But yeah, make sure you tune in for that. We're gonna have a lot of content on the way from my channel. We're supposed to be collabing soon. Jzach, I gotta put my top 5 cornerbacks together, but Yeah, we will get
and
that
I want to do
going.
another draft as well. I want to do another draft.
Oh yeah, we'll do another one of those for sure. That was fun. But yeah, a lot of content on the way. Any final thoughts from you guys?
Kyler Murray is the best quarterback in this year's draft.
Okay, all right, you.
Expect a video eventually. No set date. No set date.
One day,
a video will be finally reaches its peak, and YouTube finally, is being, taken down.
Imagine. Listen. I'm upload a video when I hit 100 subs with no video.
Oh God, but great stuff, guys. Great stuff. Midwest just joins in as we're leaving, as we're stopping the show. Midwest Sports. Bava says free Ray. I mean, he's been free. He's been free.
He's here.
I've been very free.
He's been very free. But there we go, guys. That was episode 8 of the Undrafted Analysts podcast. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we will see you guys.
Yeah, you can't say that. You can't say that. Shh.
What? Can't say what?
You can't say the S word.
What?
Subscribe.
Oh, I thought you said you can't say that.
No, I said fans. I can't say fans.
Oh, you said it already. So yeah, just end the video.
Yeah, I said it.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, because I don't like to say fans because I'm not like a big YouTuber, so I don't like to say fans.
Oh, no, okay. We'll talk about this post show.
Okay,
post show. I want to hear this post show.
So, boom, it's over. All right. Hold on, I gotta do something.